Hey guys, J-Man here in the Danger Room. What's going on? So today we're just going to talk about whatever. Invincible. I'm sure other things will come up. There's the Ms. Marvel costume that was revealed. We can talk about that. We didn't really talk too much about the comic releases this week, so we can hit upon that. Greymalkin is not going to be in this panel today, so it's just going to be the three of us for a little bit before I throw up a link for everybody. All right, so let's just get right into it, man. Let's get Steve in here. How's it going, Steve?
Hey, how's it going, J-Man?
I'm all right. Okay, hey Ryan, what's going on? Now, Truth is going to be going live in about 5 minutes, so this is going to like we're going to try not to break the internet again like we did last time, where we had two streams within. Like
Yeah,
my stream was in his channel and his stream was in my channel. That was absolute chaos. Like literally, people were texting me saying, "What is happening? I can't understand anything that's going on." Uh, Skeptic stream, what's going on? I don't know. He hope this lasts a while. Well, it lasts till 9:30 ish, and then that's when I. It's just that I have work. I could talk forever. Like Steve and I could just talk forever. And Sean, once you get Sean going, he'll talk
okay.
forever wherever. It was crazy. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Bell, I know people are going to be jumping back and forth. I think a lot. Ryan, we're going to create stream. I know this happened last time we crossed the streams, which Egon said in Ghostbusters, "Do not cross the streams." He's like, try to imagine every molecule in your body exploding at the speed of light, and then Peter's like, so that's bad, right? He's like, yeah. Excuse me, Egon. And then they said you have to cross the streams to defeat Gozer. And he's
Yeah.
like, hey, Truth.
Hey, Truth.
That's okay. We'll break the internet. Don't worry, it's fine. The internet will survive.
Actually, I would blame Andrew because he's the one who fled the Truth stream and came here.
Yeah, Andrew messed all that up. So I have Truths in the background here. So he's not. He's gone. Well, he's actually on in a couple minutes. So I guess he's behind. Was he behind today? I thought I got the notification. I did get a notification, but that was like, oh, maybe something happened and we had to change. You had to change times or something.
Hmm.
Because I have a few people on notification for going live. Oh yeah, no, that was no his stream. Like you know how I invite people, his stream was invited,
Yeah,
so it was like, and then I was in his stream. It was that was very weird,
it's chaos.
but it was very chaotic. It was very chaotic. So like literally, my wife is like, I can't watch this because like I literally don't know what's going on anymore.
It was hard to watch from being inside it. It was like I didn't know what you don't know what to do.
You don't know what to do because it's just like but yeah, anyway, whatever, we're just gonna blab on. Truth, he's gonna talk. What's he talking about? Well, he's talking about the trilogy of Zack Snyder's trilogy, so he'll be covering that. Okay, so he's going live in a minute or two. I gotta remember, hopefully that doesn't kill our sound here because I've got his running in the background, so I have to make sure to turn his volume down a little bit so it doesn't get too outrageous. Did you finish Invincible?
I did. I watched it today.
All right. Now wait. What issue are you on? Do you know what on the comics?
25.
So you're going to surpass me pretty soon, I think. Let me see. I stopped reading because I wanted to kind of enjoy the cartoon a little bit.
Yeah.
Where am I? Invincible Compendium. Okay. Okay. Where the hell is this? Oh no, that's recently. Where's my continue? Oh, in progress. Here we go. Holy crap! I have so many things in progress. It's like stupid. Okay. So you wouldn't have seen this guy yet, would you? Let me see what issue I'm on. So 25. What's going on, right? Oh, I guess we don't want to spoil it for people who haven't read the comics.
Well, a character who has been gone for a while has just been reintroduced. Let me put
Okay,
it
so I'm just about to finish issue 24.
Oh, so I'm
just
ahead of you.
Yeah, so you went ahead of me. I stopped here because I realized, the character who's got that thing attached.
Mm-hmm.
I start to realize, oh, that character is going to be
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So I thought,
Yeah.
you know what, I'm going to stop right now because I don't want to continue because I wasn't sure if they're going to introduce this character in the animated series, which they did not.
No.
They did not introduce that character. So that's going to be season 2, I think, right?
I would assume so.
All right, so
Um,
season one thoughts, and what are your thoughts on season one?
it's crazy. The last episode, as much as I hated Omni Man in the comics, I
Mhm.
really hated him in the show. Like
I I think he was pretty mean in the comics, though.
he was, but like the whole thing with the subway was new, where he just like literally held Mark up and like basically murdered everyone in the subway. Uh,
Yeah,
they didn't mention Chicago at all. It seemed that they were fighting across like the country, but it was never really like focused on a specific like geography in the United States. In this one, Chicago, like it was a lot more like bloody, which has been the entire theme of this season has been like it's a lot more bloody than the comics.
yeah. Why do you think that's just to try to get a little bit more to get viewership and making it more like a hardcore kind of a thing versus just like a generic? Because my impression of the comic is that like what's his name? Oh God, what's his name? Kirkman, Robert Kirkman. He seems to be a nerd, right? Who likes
Mm-hmm.
these genres. So he loves superheroes, he loves zombies, and it's always his approach to it. And it is a little bit grittier. It's very like there's some meanness, like Invincible. I mean, Omni Man is a total douchebag, right?
Yeah,
Like he's a complete piece of crap. But he's like so like
yeah,
it's just he's very compelling. I find like I don't
yeah,
know because he's so confident. He's like, look, Mark, like these people are nothing,
yeah,
and I started to think in my mind that would be like me. Let's say I looked like an ant or something, and then I go visit an ant colony or whatever, right? Like it's
yeah,
like, would I really care? Um,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's a very complicated. It's a very complicated character. Well, complicated, not complicated, I guess.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to put it. I think he's very much from our perspective, he's just a villain, right? Like from our perspective.
Oh
But
yeah,
you love the confident villains with a mission, like Thanos. Like he
right.
immediately comes to mind. Like he's so sure that this is going to help everyone. And you're like, but this is completely off the rails. You're just going to end half of life. And he's like, yeah, but this will make things better. And this is literally like, it's almost like um, Darwinism, where like he's just like Omni Man's like, this is the way things are. Like we are an advanced society. We're very warlike. We live longer than these people. Like you stick around, all the people we care about will be dead within, and you'll be still alive like 500 years later.
Right.
Um, and I think the problem that Mark has is that you can't really argue with that logic. It's kind of like none of us were in this perspective, but what if you were born to like the royal family or born to a very rich celebrity and you have all these things that people don't have? How would you try and then interact with a normal person? I don't think you could, right? And
Mhm.
I think it's that same perspective.
Yeah, I think see, and what Omni Man is missing. Omni Man is saying that well, because we live 80 years or whatever, let's make up a number, right? Maybe some people are going to 85, 90 sometimes, right? I
Mm-hmm.
actually have a friend, her grandmother's 106.
That's crazy. That's
106,
crazy.
baby. How do you like that? My God, 100,
I
right?
know. It's
So,
crazy.
anyways, so Omni Man would live 10, like, 10 times, more than 10 times that length, right? So, but what Omni Man is saying is that because he lives so much longer, it's like to him, it's like, 80 years is like a blink of an eye or whatever
Yeah.
compared to living like thousands. But, would he want to lose 80 years of his life? That's number one, right? Like if it's so nothing to him. And also, what does that have to do with anything compared to the value of those 80 years that you're alive? And that's where you get into this, he's a villain because you don't kill someone. And the thing is, like, he's like, every life, if you're going to say every life significant in some way,
Yeah.
is there a positive to being alive for 80 years, even though, let's say, a lot of that time you're doing a crappy job or whatever. But yeah, but that doesn't mean, like, there's times right now you and I are chatting, and and this is cool. So I don't want to lose out on this
Yeah.
just because tomorrow I've got my day job, which is going to take up 8 hours of my day, or it's going to be boring or whatever. So that there's still value in someone's
Mhm.
life, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I think, I think back to that really underrated movie we both saw in the theater in time. Was it In Time? Or
yes, In Time. I have that.
Yeah.
I have that
Yeah,
somewhere.
me too. And that was a great movie where you were talking about time as currency,
That was
and
cool.
about, yeah, that was really cool. And like how everyone has an end date, and like trying to prolong that. But when you prolong it, what are you going to do with that time? Right? That's inevitably the question. And it's great that you still had a class system, except it was now time was the currency as opposed to anything else.
Yeah,
So
some
you
people
could,
had more time than others. It just
yeah,
basically humanity reverted back anyways
to
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 rich
to
and poor, just different currency.
to the class system.
Yeah.
And I think basically what Omni Man's saying, this is, we're the top of the chain, right? This is where you get into almost those conversations you have about the food chain, and say, well, if human beings are at the top of the food chain, what is their responsibility to everything below the food chain? From a social aspect, as opposed to just like, I eat you, right? To animals. Like, what is that social component? Like, what is our level of responsibility with our own food? And that's basically what Omni Man's basically saying. I don't have any responsibility. I'm going to conquer you. Like, you're not going to exist. Human beings are not going to exist after we're done. Like, this is just going to be another colony for us. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, but what do you think the colony is going to say? Uh, how do you think they're going to react? They're not going to be happy. You know,
You should check out Invincible. I know everyone's talking it up, but and I'm not saying my or our, let's say, this channel's opinions are better than other channels' opinions, but like I live and breathe superheroes and comics my
mm-hmm.
whole life. I've got photographs of me holding up a small Spider-Man and a big Superman, and I had a Spider-Man chair, and right next to the Cookie Monster. I had a Cookie Monster chair, which is pretty cool too, and I had a Spider-Man chair. So I mean, I'm liking the cartoon and the comic. They're not exactly the same, but that's okay because
Yeah,
I think that both are really good. And and we never really care about saying, oh, we want the comics to be on screen. Like, I'm cool with all the interpretations of everything, which is why you never see me engage in any kind of, like, at least online, you don't see me engage in any kind of like anger towards stuff. Like, if people really, really love the Snyderverse, then let it continue, and let people have that, right? I've got like it. I don't believe in this. It destroys childhoods, or like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, and if it doesn't continue, well, then I'll go to the next thing and see what I think of the next one. Like, I'm beyond getting upset over like anything. If because we've had so many ups and downs in our not in our lives. I don't want to compare it to that, but I want to compare it to like our nerd lives. We love this cartoon, it gets canceled. We love this show, it goes away.
yeah.
Like, people were really upset when, not Serenity. What's the name of it? Firefly.
Firefly. Yeah.
Firefly got, and I never watched Firefly. I do have it on DVD, and I have Serenity. Hey, Skeptic, what's going on? We're just talking about Invincible, and now we're getting into just nerdiness now.
Yeah.
You didn't miss anything. We
You
were
missed
just talking about
literally.
it. I mean,
Yeah.
like, we're talking about Invincible. If you've seen it, you know how crazy it got. We're just saying it's really, really good. And I was just making a quick point about, like, we don't get upset over stuff. Like Steve, are you wearing Pennywise today? Is that
I
Pennywise?
am.
Yeah. So, I mean, you had the first, you have the book, like, you have the book, and that is where everything came from.
Yeah.
That book doesn't get changed whether you like a movie or
Yeah.
a TV series or not. That's the thing. Like, that's why even when we talk about Star Wars and we all bitch about, Last Jedi or whatever, we're not that, like, I'm not that angry, really. Like, I mean, it doesn't affect me because it's like, I got the regular trilogy. I got the original trilogy. What the hell? Like, what else do you want?
Yeah. The quality of whatever happens afterwards. Like, you want things to continue well, but if they don't, they don't. Like,
Right.
Transformers was, to me, the so Anthony is continuing his campaign to have JJ.
No, I don't like JJ. No, we're gonna talk. We could talk serious about it too. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think he has a great vision for stuff. I'm
No.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I think he misunderstands every property he touches.
Yep.
I think that, look, Zack Snyder has his vision, and his vision doesn't match my vision.
Right.
But JJ Abrams does not have any vision.
Yep.
That's the problem. He doesn't have a vision for me to talk about. That's my thing. Sorry, finish your point though, Steve.
Yeah. So when you like Transformers was the breaking point because I've watched the 4 movies. This before the 5th one came out, which was what the
I
last
don't know,
night,
the Knights or something.
night. Yeah, the last night or whatever. And I didn't like. I sat down and I said, okay, these movies are not good.
Mm-hmm.
But then I said, well, I still have the original series. Like, these movies existing doesn't mean I now have to give up the original series and just watch this. I have the original series, which is what I love. That's why I even cared about seeing a movie called Transformers. And then you lead to the second question that's saying, am I going to revisit these movies? I said no. So then it just became they were on my shelf for the sake of being on my shelf, and I got rid of it. Hey, Cosmos.
Hey, how's it going?
So I got rid of them, which I'm not saying people should do, but that was the decision I made just for space and, wanting to fill that shelf with 4 movies I did want to actually watch again, which I didn't want to do with Transformers.
Yeah, and you're not under any obligation to buy stuff. Like,
no.
It's look, if you like something, spend the money. If you don't like it, then don't spend the money. That's the bottom line. I'm gonna buy everything because I'm just like that.
Yep.
It's like, and you know that, Steve. And it's like,
yep.
I'm gonna buy it whether I like it or not. Because ultimately, I kind of like everything. Like, even if it's bad, I'm like, well, there's still kind of something neat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing, right? Okay. So continue on.
But JJ, like, the problem with JJ is you start to, like, I think Zack Snyder's an interpretation conversation where I don't like his interpretation of this character, or I do like my interpretation of this character, depending on what side of the conversation.
Right.
But with JJ, it's more of a technical, basic storytelling thing where he just fails at the basic mechanics of storytelling, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I can understand what's going on in Zack Snyder's movies.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Yeah.
But with JJ, you're just sitting there and you're like, you literally feel like you got hit over the head with a shovel. Like,
what is this?
Yeah. I don't know how else to put it. He throws kitchen sink in there, like, with everything just get thrown at you, and there's no cohesion. There's no coherence. It's just like bits and pieces. And I sort of now understand how J.J. Abrams sort of absorbs, pop culture. Is he likes bits and pieces out of movies, and he just sort of like balls them up into a sticky ball, and he throws it on the screen, and that's the movie. But that's not how you craft a movie. Right? George Lucas didn't do that when he was basing his stuff off the old serials and that. He basically still had to make a story. And JJ doesn't do that. He just, like, what, Star Trek, a famous scene is like where William Shatner's character, where Captain Kirk says, Khan? So let's put that in the movie.
Right.
But let's switch it. So now it's Spock saying that instead of Kirk. But what are you doing? You're just basically aping what came before you.
And he didn't understand that scene. Yeah. And I'm agreeing with Skeptic on this one in the next comment. Yeah. And hey, how's it going, Geek Prime? What's up? Will you like to see Henry Cavill Superman do a crossover? No. I would like to see Henry Cavill fight Brainiac. That's my next. That would be the best thing for me in the proper costume, not the black suit. I want the real Superman costume. I want Man of Steel was on a good trajectory, in my opinion, even though the Superman version of it I wasn't dying over, but I still was like, well, the fighting was cool. I liked the way the Kryptonians were. They were pretty badass. Like, Superman fought at the end. I'm like, okay, this is getting good, And Batman vs Superman, I wasn't really out of it yet because I was still like, okay, let's see what happens next. And then obviously it kind of got derailed obviously after that. And then I don't think it's back enough to be back. But JJ is going to just copy paste stuff, which is what JJ always does. He doesn't understand. Like that scene in Star Trek, that whole thing was like, look, Spock sacrificed himself. We didn't know that Spock was coming back or not.
Yeah.
Right, in real life. Like
Yeah.
people are like, oh no, like I don't think Leonard Nimoy is coming back. Like
Yeah.
that's it for him, right? Um, we'll keep that. Yeah, turn to dust. I know. It's like, and they're like, because he does. There's no soul behind it.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? But yeah, so it's like people didn't know, is Leonard Nimoy coming back? And it's like, oh my god, he might not come back, and then he sacrificed himself. It's like, oh no, and sacrificing yourself to save your friends is not a logical course of action. It's an emotional course of action, and he showed that he is half human, Spock, and he showed his human side there by doing that. And also the logical side in the sense that because of his Vulcan physiology, he was the only one that could withstand the radiation long enough to actually complete the task. So there's that too.
Yeah.
But JJ, who's supposed to be a fan of Star Trek, flipping that around or even attempting to recreate that is absolute disgrace. Like, and Bryan Singer's a little bit of that too. And this is where I give props to Zach versus the other two. Zack Snyder didn't come in and say, I'm going to take Christopher Reeve and then make my own interpretation. He's like, no, this is just my interpretation of Superman. Singer is like, well, I'm going to try to do, Christopher Reeve. It's like, well, that ain't Christopher Reeve. Like, anytime someone says Superman Returns is like the Christopher Reeve continuation, I throw up. It's like, it is not. I still saw it in the theater. I still have it. It's still Superman. He saves the plane and all that. That's kind of cool. So again, I still get everything. But yeah, like, that's the thing with JJ. It's like he copies. Force Awakens is basically just a copy. It's just a copy of New Hope, and then So how is he a fan? How is he a fan of Star Trek and Star Wars if he's copying things and remake? Like Last Jedi, has some good stuff in it. But the bad stuff, the really bad, anything that was good came from Rian Johnson. Anything that was really, really bad also came from Rian Johnson. But then the stuff that was already crap all came from JJ. So Last Jedi, if you're looking at a movie as a percentage, there is like a 25% of that movie is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then 15% of it is the worst piece of trash ever.
Yeah.
And then 50% of it came from the last movie because they're continuing it on, and that's all trash.
Yeah.
And how am I supposed to review this movie? I'm going to be like, well, out of 2.5 hours, like half an hour was kind of neat. Like I don't know what to tell you, right? And that's still, and a lot of it's the fault of JJ because it's all continuing, like Snoke, Matt Phasma, all of these losery characters. Like nobody cares, but Snoke is just the Emperor. It's so brutal. Brainiac. Brainiac looked cool. Brainiac looked cool in Krypton. I thought he looked pretty good there. Yep. JJ Superman movie is going to suck you up.
100%.
I'm pretty sure it's going to because he's going to. Well, I don't know unless he copy and pastes the Christopher Reeve movie. But then here's what's going to happen: we're going to watch that movie and be like, "What was the point of copying and pasting the Christopher Reeve movie?" It's like I'll just watch the Christopher Reeve movie. I have no idea. I mean, and we're still going to see it, and I'm still going to buy it. I know it's stupid, but it is what it is. He's more a fan of Star Wars, but he mucked it up as well. I love Superman. I love Superman 3 and Superman 4. If Christopher Reeve is my recurring donation to his charity. I love Christopher Reeve. He's my favorite. He's my hero. Superman 3 is the damn best. Superman 4 has some issues that it is what it is. It's like I still love it.
But it's arguably the most fun. Like if I think of it in terms of just fun, 4 might be the most fun. Like 1 and 2 are very weighty still. They're especially 1. 1 is extremely weighty.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's still some good moments. And 2 is the best, I think, crafted film. It's got the most iconic moments.
Yeah.
Superman 3 is my favorite. It's my favorite. It's the first one I saw in the theater. I know people make fun of it. I do not give a damn. I just love it. Richard Pryor's in it being a goof. I get that, but Richard Pryor, no one could be a goof like Richard Pryor, in my opinion. But 4 has that, the whole thing with Nuclear Man is such a fun concept. I love John Cryer, like the nephew. I know he's stupid, but I like him with Lex Luthor, and I like them like Gene Hackman having fun. I was watching uh, um, a YouTube video today by Heels versus Babyface's As.
He's funny.
And he was talking about what a dumpster fire the Oscars were this year in terms of ratings.
Yeah, because nobody cares. There's more people watching me.
No, exactly. But like he said, like, where's the fun films? Where's the fun films? Where's the next great fantasy series? Where's the great new, science fiction series? Like, you're not celebrating that, right? And you're not. So you got two things. You're not going to give these things awards because fun can't win an award anymore, apparently. And you're not going to put money behind something you don't have a track record with, or a brand that's already out there. So the generation that comes after us in the after, because we were blessed. We had so many great movies in the 80s and the 70s and the 90s that are like legendary, right? That are going to be preserved through history. But where's the next one? Where's the next one for the next generation?
Like, where's the Gladiator? Where's the Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Like the nominees for Best Picture, I don't think I saw any of them.
Neither did I.
And none of them seem very interesting or fun.
No.
When I was younger, I never missed the Oscars.
Yeah.
And when I'd be rooting for my movie. I'm like, oh man, come on, Gladiator, I hope that wins, or whatever. Well, Gladiator I thought was cool. I got to rewatch that because I like Roman stuff. I just have to rewatch it again. But like when Lord of the Rings was up, I'm like, oh my god, if Lord of the Rings wins an Oscar, I'm like, I'm gonna flip out.
Peter Jackson won an Oscar. The man who made Bad Taste.
I know.
Won an Oscar.
I mean, a movie where he's scooping out brains and eating them. That guy won an Oscar. He's the best. Episode 8 is my favorite. No, I'm okay with people who like the sequels. I'm not angry about it. If you like them, that's cool. I've got a lot of Rey stuff. I've got an entire shelf of Rey toys. I like Rey, but they wasted her. I liked Rey in the first 20 minutes of Force Awakens until she became a useless Mary Sue later. I just don't know what happened.
The problem with 8 ends up being...
He does need to be...
Yeah, that would be cool. The problem with 8 ends up being... Luke Skywalker is just destroyed in the movie.
He sucks. Like, that's the whole movie. Luke Skywalker is the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Luke Skywalker is Star Wars.
And, like, when he's just there and, this was the whole argument I made, and I know you and I didn't necessarily agree with this, but Ginger Snaps too.
Which nobody saw, but okay. You and I both saw it.
I'm going to bring up Ginger Snaps too. When she ends up, the ending where she's the werewolf, I kind of felt cheated because I'm like, she went through all this stuff in the first one and most of the second one just for herself to get turned to a werewolf. I thought that kind of sucked because she was a survivor, and I felt it was the same way with Luke Skywalker in Last Jedi, right? When he beat his, he went through his whole emotional journey of battling his father, seeing his father die, battling the Emperor. The rebels won. They beat the Empire. They were the underdogs. All this stuff. 3 movies. Lost his hand to just become a bitter, angry man in isolation and not be willing to train the next Jedi. Like, what are you talking about?
And it's a weak explanation too. And the other thing is that if a movie starts out a certain way and then continues in a certain way, there needs to be an explanation why. For example, if you start a movie brand new, this is part 1 of a movie. This is the first time you've ever seen a movie. Pick anything. Like, we're doing a movie on Chuck. So Chuck is this bounty hunter, and it starts out with him hunting down bounties and killing them. And he's like, I don't give a shit about anybody. I'm just going to kill anybody I see, and he shoots them. Then that's the movie. Then part 2 starts out, and he's like knitting a sweater, right? You right, and then you're like, then as an audience member, you'd be like, well, why is he doing that? Well, whatever. Why do you need everything explained? It's like, why do you need everything explained? Because this is part 2. If the movie starts out with him knitting a sweater, and that's the first ever movie, then you're like, well, I guess this fellow knits sweaters, and then his parents get killed, and he becomes a bounty hunter. I don't know, but that's the continuity. Like if you're watching a movie and it ends with, like New York City is great, and then the next movie New York City's been destroyed and no one mentions why, you have to be like, what happened to the city? Like you
Mm-hmm.
need. So it depends where these movies begin. And Luke Skywalker, we did not need to know why Luke Skywalker was, a moisture farmer, right? Because it
Right.
started with that.
Right.
But we definitely need a good explanation as to why Luke Skywalker, who is the hero of the Republic or whatever, and fought the Empire his whole life. That's all he wanted to do. Finally, turned his father good at the end and saved his spirit and all that. And now he doesn't give a shit. Well, I need a pretty damn good explanation as to why this has happened. And it's like, well, I felt the negativity in
And
Ben Solo. It's like, yeah, but you knew your father was evil and you still tried to save him, and that's your father, and that was over 3 movies.
yeah.
It's just bad.
Yeah.
Supergirl or Supergirl, because I love Supergirl.
Yeah.
That's not even a thing for me. Back to the Future, Indiana Jones. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all good.
Yeah.
Indiana Back to the Future Part 1 is a perfect movie. Every single thing that happens in the first half an hour is set up. It's all paid off systematically, and there's a cool little thing at the end.
And 2 is conceivably one of the best sequels ever created.
2 is pretty fun because it goes back and it
Yeah,
goes through all that
it's
kind of stuff.
genius. Need to be in jail for destroying everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have to have him in jail, but he definitely needs to be told not to go near a computer to write anything for sure.
Cinematic jail. He needs to be in
He's got to go
cinematic
to
jail.
cinematic jail. But what if and drinks at a canteen in front of that would have been funnier at least. Again, it would have been tough to watch that because it's well, what happened to him that he ended up needing to do that? You want him to continue on, and if he's had a fall, it has to be a good explanation because we went through 3 movies with this guy fighting the odds and winning. So it was one of the most emotional journeys of our childhood. And yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you need something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need. Yeah.
JJ just needs to not be allowed. I think you put it best. He can film the movie. He shouldn't write it.
Yeah,
He
point
shouldn't
and
edit
shoot.
it. Just point and shoot.
He needs to be a point and shoot director.
Yeah.
Here's your script. Go forth and make film.
Now let me ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Let me ask you. In the current MCU structure, could he work in the MCU? Because to me, none of those directors are really the filmmakers of that thing. It's Kevin Feige's films with individual filmmakers shooting them.
Right, I know. And that's sort of a question where it's like maybe, hey Andrew, how's it going?
Andrew.
I wouldn't trust him in the MCU. Yeah, I mean the thing with JJ is that I don't know what his thing is going to be. Is he going to be like, no, I must, I must have my input or whatever. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know if he can work in that. I don't know if he could work in that system either. Plus, MCU now, it's just I mean, I know that they're talking about Riri getting like an Ironheart show. I couldn't care less about Riri. I don't like bratty kids. Well, sorry, I don't like kids. I don't like bratty kids. I don't like smart bratty kids who think who are better than the character they're emulating. Right? She gets Iron Man's suit and then she can use it now or change it. It's like, well, how are you so super intelligent? It's like, well, because that's what the writers wanted. It's like, oh, okay. I just can't. That's the worst for me. I hate that.
Yeah.
That's just like an automatic pissing me off moment or whatever. I don't want Ironheart either. Yeah. I don't know. I just can't stand her.
Yeah.
I can't stand that character. What are your thoughts on that?
I know nothing about Ironheart. The first time I saw Ironheart is when I joined the Marvel Strike Force game app, and she was one of the characters you could get. And I'm like, okay, there's an Ironheart character. I knew nothing about her. For the longest time, I don't know if we've ever discussed this, but I was out of Marvel for a while. I was a DCU guy. I was out of Marvel comics, from from the 80s, like in the 90s to like recent,
Mhm.
I was a DC guy. I didn't read hardly any Marvel. There's a whole chunk of Marvel I've been trying to catch up on that I missed out on because I was just a DC guy after a while. Like even when I was a little bit older and I would buy comics, it would be Batman or Superman. So there was a whole like legion of characters that I just missed.
Yeah,
That
I went back and read the first couple of Ironhearts
Mhm.
just to have some knowledge on it, and honestly, it wasn't so bad. But I just don't care. Like,
Mhm.
this wasn't so bad. Is that really where we're going with our television
I
projects?
know.
Like, that's my thing, and we know the reason why
Yeah.
they're making it, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? And War Machine is getting shafted. Does that sound correct? Because now
Yeah.
there's going to be Ironheart. And the other thing is, like, it's like, stop pretending that you're getting these people in. These people that you're trying to get in they're not going to go to the store and buy this.
Well, we saw that with Gina Carano. Now I don't know if
Now
you.
she's uncanceled, apparently.
Yeah, because Disney found out that the people who they're catering to aren't going to go and buy. Like, yeah, it's all money. Like,
Where is it? Where's everyone who wanted her canceled? Why didn't they subscribe? What happened?
they just lost everyone. They lost a bunch of subscribers who were pissed off they did it, and they didn't get those people back.
Yeah, that's it. You literally
Like,
just pissed off the people you had.
I'm actually kind of appalled to how some of these companies are being run. Like, it's pretty stupid. Like, if you're going to be this completely like greedy capitalistic company, then at least at least stick to your guns and not try and have a foot in all fields. Like that to me makes no sense.
Yeah, they don't give a crap. Every company's messed up. Like, I know everyone's pissed off at Warner Brothers, but like, this is not the first time that this has been happening. This is why I'm not that pissed off, because literally it's like everybody's in shambles.
Yeah.
That's why, for me, if you get something that you like, just cling to that and buy it. Like, if you really, really loved, whatever you got, whatever movie from whatever studio you like it, buy it, and then it's yours.
Yeah, I agree.
And don't hope for more of it, because you might not get more of it, and even if you do, it might not be the more you want to get. There's some characters I don't mind, but I hate that Marvel had phase lately where they try to copy and paste already existing superheroes to different people, just make new heroes.
Yeah,
They like,
I agree with that.
yeah, they don't have the talent though. Comic books now are being used. They're only keeping this around to have some small, because they're looking at the numbers. How much does it cost to
Yeah.
make this comic? How much are we selling it for? Okay, there's still a few like schmoes out there buying this, so let's just keep it going. But they're putting the price up. This one is a $4.99, but it's going to be a $5.99. Pretty Action Comics is going to be $7 Canadian. It's going to be like $7.50 Canadian, man. That's crazy. That's
Considering
crazy.
that I can buy a 500-page paperback for like $2 more.
And forget about that, Steve. You can buy Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix is $10. Well, there's a $10 Canadian one. I don't know, or maybe I'm paying $15 to get the HD Netflix. Maybe
$19.99. I'm
not
paying
mine isn't.
$19.99.
Yours is,
Okay,
yeah, because do you have multiple Netflixes? Like, you can have it on several screens, right?
yeah. Well, I have the one that you can do in 4K.
Okay, so I don't have that one. That one's 20. I'm paying 15. Mine is HD, and you can have it on like 2 screens or something.
Yeah, I can have it on 4.
So, right, okay. So if I buy these two comics, that's Netflix.
Yep. That's
So
ridiculous.
I can read 60, let's say, whatever, 70 pages of comic books, or I can have Netflix and have tons of movies. And if you buy these two, now you have Disney Plus and Netflix. And I collect about 30 comics a month.
You're single-handedly keeping.
Wait, who did she want canceled? Riri?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I have some old ones here from when I still have my comics out from the U.S. Agent talk. Um, so this was 50 cents. Can you see that?
If you were a kid and you got $20 a week allowance, you could go to flipping town.
Okay, this one I actually purchased for sure because it's really roughed up, and I remember having this one as a kid. And this one, and this is Canadian, is 95 cents. So US dollars was 75 cents. So the US dollars now is going to be $6. Can you that's so for in Canadian that's going to be like 750.
Yeah,
That is
at least.
absolutely outrageous. And like and you know what the pages are but I mean I'm okay with the newsprint pages. I actually like this. I got to tell you something and we're going to talk about this when Sean comes on too. I you know I think what's happened is that they've turned these comic books into these I don't want to say fake collector items, but they've turned it into this like oh like each one is precious. Don't get me wrong, I love comics, but there needs to be a little bit of a disposability to them where I don't feel the need that I have to preserve like I have to super ultra preserve every book I buy.
I know.
We never had these bags and boards. Like,
Nope.
look at how clear this is now.
I
Like,
know.
this is like, and it's so thick. This is probably like 2 comics. So if I removed all the bags and boards, I could fit double the amount of books in my, and why do I need this over top? Like, what am I, like, I'm not going to destroy this. It goes in a long box. I use short boxes because long boxes are very heavy, and I find
Yeah,
I can't pick them up very well. Are those short boxes
those are
in the back?
short boxes back there. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
I
I can't do long boxes. They're very heavy.
yeah.
Um, but yeah,
I
like this
prefer
is
short boxes.
crazy.
Even those short boxes, some of them are quite heavy. You have
Oh,
to be
they're
careful.
heavy if you fill it up. I love
No,
the old comic smell too. I do
that's
sniff
not
them.
weird.
I do sniff. I sniff them
That
all the time.
there's something about there was the three things you always smelled that smelled great: new cars,
Yes.
baseball cards,
Yeah.
and comics.
Yeah. Oh, I had my new when I had my new car, since last July, I think. It smelled good a long time
Yeah,
because like I literally like I like dust the inside of my car. I'm a bit of a I'm a bit of a weirdo. I like dust everything up, and I do the vacuuming. I go to those like $2 things where you
yeah,
pay $2 and you vacuum it.
yeah.
I kept that car smelling nice for a
I
long time. I
remember.
love the smell of car.
I remember. I got in your car. You drove me just to my mailbox, and like that had that really nice. I remember. I'm like, you had this a while. You still have that new car smell. It's awesome.
Yeah,
There's
it is
something to be
awesome.
said about that.
Steven's door is not open. It only looks like that because your back door, your door behind you, that's not open, right?
No, it's not open. It
No,
just looks like it does. Yeah,
yeah, it looks like it because of the angles or
the
whatever.
angle. Yeah,
Hey, what's going on?
I'm trapped outside. I forgot my code. I'm sorry, I can't make it today.
Yeah, Greymalkin,
That's okay, Gray.
yeah, you messaged me saying you couldn't make it, right? So that's all right. If you for whatever reason can in the next 2 and a bit hours, let me know in the comments and I'll send you a code. Oh, but you know that's funny. Did you look just joking? No, but it does look open to me because the way the angle is on your
It is.
computer, it looks
Yeah.
weird. It looks like it's open or whatever.
Well, my mom walked in that one time. She walked in. I was telling her like before. I'm like, I'm streaming, so don't come in.
Yeah,
And she came in that one time, but I got on like you got me out of there before. You know,
yeah.
she
Before
doesn't want to
before,
be part of the stream.
yeah,
Is to get away to his supervillain lair.
it is.
You know what I
I'd
wish
love
it
to have a villain.
was. But I do have my man cave, which I do enjoy. So I mean,
Yeah, you should do. Yeah, you don't have anything down there though. You don't have like a computer down there. That's the thing.
No, and I tried the laptop down there once and it didn't work. I was
Yeah, because
thinking
you
of
got your
trying.
Ninja Turtles arcade and all that, right?
Oh yeah, the Turtles arcade, and I keep checking for X-Men. Still,
So it's not.
no, but
I'm still thinking of getting it. I don't know. I have to see what the money.
it's hard. Like if I when I get it, and I will get it. That's I love Narc, but I'm not going to get Narc if it comes out. Like it gets to be like you need now like even with that, where my Turtles is.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I might have to actually move Turtles and another one to the opposite wall, just because like I'm now thinking access to other, the laundry room and stuff. So I got to rethink that. So
Do you have how many arcade machines can you fit?
because that one will be a double, it'll be like Turtles where it'll be wider. I think it might actually stop people from going in the doorway into the laundry room.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I might
Can
just,
you swap it to the other side?
yeah, I figured out a way I can swap it. So, and I think that would be better too, because for the viewers, the electrical outlets in my house are a little bit wonky. You have to actually have the stairwell light on for where I got Turtles plugged in for the arcade to work. Whereas the opposite wall doesn't have that problem.
Oh, that'll be way better.
Yeah. So that's why I'm thinking I'll probably swap it because I'll have more room. Because I have that kitchen table there. I'm just going to like move it sideways, and then that will give me the extra 4 feet to fit both arcade games in. So
Yeah, that'll be better. I think that'll be
yeah,
better too, and then you can get the two in there. That'd be really cool.
I
Um,
think having them side by side is the way to go.
yeah. Oh no, yeah, for sure, because that's how it is in an arcade. Invincible was insane. He killed so many people. So in the comic, the dialogue was harsher in the sense that he didn't say, "Oh, my wife I feel is like a pet." He literally said, "I don't give a
I don't
crap
care
about
about
her.
her.
I
Yeah,
don't care about her at all. She's
yeah,
nothing to me." It's like you're like, "Oh." So it was a little bit more emotionally worse,
charge.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but not as like I mean, they just literally killed like so many people there. That was crazy.
Yeah, not so many people died in that one. In the comic, from what I remember, it was more like Omni Man just pummeling Invincible, like just
Yeah.
pounding. And he did in this one.
He did in this
Like
one too, yeah.
to me, again, it was more visceral, which seems to be the way that Kirkman. I didn't read Walking Dead, but the Walking Dead show was very graphic, which is fine.
It's zombies.
Yeah, but like it seems to be that's how they go. Um, I, Again, I think they're keeping very well to the spirit of the comic, but still making it their own TV show. So I commend them for that.
Yeah, it was like crazy.
He has human fingers in those boxes.
Oh my god, like Phantasm.
That would be
Remember?
crazy if I did.
You can get
Galaga,
Galaga.
they have it. Yeah,
Um, you can buy those arcade one-ups. That's what we're talking about because none of us
yeah.
can afford the real ones. But arcade one-up does pretty good. At least these newer ones, like Turtles, was really
Representation.
good. The first few maybe had some issues, but these
Yeah,
newer arcade one-ups are doing a lot better with those.
yeah.
And you can get them for pretty cheap. And if you're in the States, man, like you can get some pretty good deals on those. So Galaga is for sure available.
Yeah, it is.
Um, I love Alan.
Yeah,
I think he's great. Did you read his? Yeah, you read his origin,
yeah.
that was awesome.
You know what I love also is the best director
Cecil's
ever.
great.
Yeah, he is. You know who I loved was Replicate's origin. I love
Yeah.
that she has a brother and his name is Multiple.
Yes. 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 Yeah. Yeah. It's like okay.
That was crazy, man. I love that, man. That was
Yeah. The show's doing good. Like we haven't seen. Have you got to where Robot gets a body? Because I haven't seen that yet.
no,
So yeah,
no.
that's way. That's
So
it's weird. They're changing the order.
I actually paused reading Invincible. I stopped after I got to issue 25. I stopped because I realized I was on Comicsology the other day, and I realized I did not read Suicide Squad Bad Blood, and that's literally the only Suicide Squad thing I had not read yet. since 2011. So
Did they make an animated? Didn't they make an animated thing on that?
they made an anime thing, but I don't think it's the same thing.
Ah,
It
okay.
doesn't feel like the same thing. It's very different.
Okay, yeah, I've got to watch all those. I recently realized that I haven't seen about like 20 animated
Yeah.
DC films or something. Like I own them all, and I'm like just going through. I'm like, wow, I don't anything Superman. I immediately watch,
Mm-hmm.
but then I haven't done all the other ones in a while. We're not. We're gonna go ahead and not do that. Of Steve's laugh. Yes, well, and then there you go. Ask and you shall receive.
The only thing that's missing that I like that's on the X-Men one is the fact that they don't have the coin slots in the Turtles one, but I think they will have it for the X-Men. I think it'll just be for show.
Yeah, they don't. Or yeah, they don't work.
Yeah.
We saw her brother in prison. Um, whose brother was in prison? In Invincible?
Multiple?
Oh, maybe. Well, I mean, so Omni Man is now gone. Now in the comics, he did not come back yet. I'm sure he's going to. At least from where I'm at, has he come back yet, Steve? Or no? Oh, he's come back. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
in a manner of speaking, not
Okay, yeah.
he's come back into the comics. He hasn't returned to Earth.
Oh, okay, cool. So I haven't seen. I'm gonna go back to reading it. I think Invincible now is done for this season.
Yeah,
I
they've
don't
already
know
announced 2 and 3.
2 and 3. Yeah, so we'll see what happens when we come back. So maybe I'll start going back to reading it now because I can just wait. Or I mean, there's no point in waiting at this point. May as well just get right back into it and just go from there.
Yeah,
So since we didn't talk about, we never really talked about Batman, Detective Comics. Did you like this one?
yeah, it was good. It was very much like, so if anyone is interested in picking up Detective Comics after Infinite Frontier, and you don't want to go back over the whole Joker War thing, and how we got to that, you just want to pick it up like right now. This is the issue to do it because it doesn't really connect to any issues that had started. It's like its own storyline.
Yeah.
Again, great artwork, but it's a very weird storyline. It was almost like a horror book.
Yeah, and there's a lot of it's definitely worth duplicate. Yeah, duplicate's brother. Oh, maybe that was the brother. I just saw
Multiple.
Greymalkin post it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like Detective Comics. The backup story was an interesting idea that
it didn't pay off.
didn't pay off. That was my only problem with the Huntress backup story.
But the Huntress is a great character herself.
Oh, for sure.
Um,
But yeah, just in this one, she wasn't as pumped up.
No. Well, it was more so what they gave her to do. It was more like the character they gave it her to sort of like deal with. I just hated her. I was just like, this character dies quickly. Is All Star Superman good too? Yeah.
Yeah, I have the comics. I have the All Star Superman comics and the cartoon. The cartoon is very, very good. It doesn't cover all of it. You should definitely read the comic. I love the cartoon. That is my most watched of the DC animated movies. I've watched it at least 4 times. All Star Superman is my favorite. That would be a super interesting. That would be a great way if they did maybe another couple of Henry Cavill movies, and then that was his last one. That would be interesting if that was like his last movie.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah, I agree. It's the embodiment of what makes Superman great. I also like Superman for All Seasons.
Oh, that's great too.
That was another great Superman story.
Yep.
There's a lot of. I think yesterday in the stream, Septic Stream asked a question about a DC character has an underrated rogues gallery, and I would say it's Superman. His rogues are
awesome, and they never do anything with them though. That's the problem, right? So that's it. They're underrated. They're underused.
Yeah, like they've never done Metabo or I guess they did Parasite on Supergirl.
Yeah, maybe.
I can't.
They've had a few people on Supergirl, but Supergirl doesn't count because it's always the lame version of everything.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's always
It's
seems to be like the very
It's the budget version.
yeah duplicate. Okay. Yeah, that it is good. Yeah, Year One because I want to read the comic before the movie. I love Year One.
Yeah, Year One is
Awesome.
fantastic.
Both
Year
the comic
One,
and the cartoon.
Yeah, Year One is one of the great Batman stories. I if you're going to do the top 5 Batman stories in comics, Killing Joke would be there. Long Halloween would definitely be there. Year One would be there for me. Probably Hush and No Man's Land would be my top 5 of what I've read so far.
It's only Lex or Brainiac. Oh, I know. Yeah, those are the only people anybody knows. Sean, what's going on? How's it going, Sean?
Not too bad. How are you?
We're all right. We had I didn't realize that you didn't see Spy Smasher, Sean. I'm very upset with myself that somehow because I had that on VHS and DVD, and I've just been like, I've seen Spy Smasher like 5 times. Like,
yeah, like if I saw it, it must have been on an Elmiost thing when I was a kid. But because I saw like everything on Elmiost, like it's a Ontario thing. But yeah, I because it's a famous one. It's a big one. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you definitely have to for sure. Like we're gonna watch that for sure. Like I never realized that you hadn't seen that, and it's like it's so damn pumped up. Like, and it's an awesome serial, but like also it's like just like the story's pretty good too, and like there's a lot of cool like comic stuff, and there's a lot of bashing around. So did I show you Spy Smasher, Steve?
No.
Yeah, I think like some of those are great, like for just action and stuff, and some of them are just, they're not that great, but I still watch them.
Well,
like the Whip of Zorro. I think it's like there's no Zorro in it.
Yeah, that's what's her name, right? Linda Sterling.
Yeah.
From Tiger Woman, which I reviewed on my.
Yeah.
Is everyone enjoying my serial reviews?
Yeah, I love the black and white. I love the scratches.
Yeah, that's when J-Man discovers that iPhone has all these cool little. I was like, "Ooh, look at the filter!" I wanted to make it black and white, and I was like, "Let me look at the filters." I'm like, "Oh my god, you can make it like an old movie." I'm like, "Oh, I'm using this," and then like literally, that's the entire reasoning that I'm doing this, just to use that filter. That's like. There's no link in the chat. Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw a link up in a bit. We're gonna go till we usually go for another. We'll go for another couple hours, and I'm gonna start doing it where we'll have kind of 6 because 6 fills up the screen, and then I think that's really good. And then we can even like as people come in, we can bring people out and bring people back and give everyone a chance. Because I think when there's like 8 or 9 of us, some people feel like they're kind of left out a little bit as well. Like they don't get enough of a shot. And I want everyone to have their kind of say. So if everyone has like, a 10 or 15 minute where they can kind of talk about what they want to talk about, and then we can get the next group in.
They do over each other. So yeah, just like me just now.
I know. And the thing is, it's very difficult because it's like, it's hard to tell. And a lot of people just have their icon.
Yeah.
And then it's hard to tell when they're about to talk. Cause like, you can see that I'm about to talk. Right. Or I'm like, oh, and then, it's like you're putting your hand up like, okay, yeah, I can address that.
Well, that's Marco. He keeps raising his hand. Like,
right. And then I can see him and then I can do, okay, hello. And then you've got the room. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to put something, I'll definitely throw something up. So Sean, did you finish Invincible?
Yep. Yeah.
Wow. What did you think?
It's cool. I have questions, but
questions. Yeah. Go for all questions. Let's hear them.
Well, it's okay. I haven't read the comic yet, so it doesn't make sense to me. Like the first question I had, they answered right away with Alan Neal, and he came back and he explained himself. So that's cool. Because I was like, well, what doesn't this guy know about this crap? What's the name of the race again? Dexteriums or what are they called? Dexamites? Is that what they're called? Yeah, Viltrumites. Is that what they're called?
Viltrumites.
Okay.
Yeah.
Viltrum.
So, whatever the hell they're called. So everyone else but Earth knows about these guys, right? So then, no? It seems like they would, because they go through the galaxy conquering planet after planet. So those green guys didn't know about these guys, and like
Like-
the green guys got their ass kicked, and then they go to Mars, and the Martian guy knows about these guys, but then he still attacks what's his name, Mark. So it's like, yeah, but don't you know these guys are like assholes that like destroy whole planets? No.
No,
I don't think they knew. Those guys, because Mark had that immunity because he was a Viltrumite, and then I don't think they knew ahead of time.
No, but he tells them, I'm half Deltramite.
Yeah, yeah,
like my father's.
Viltrum.
Yeah. Okay, so people know that Deltramites are these superpowered guys that can like destroy planets and stuff. But
but Sean, think of it like this is going to sound weird. Think of it like the Nazis. The Nazis took over France.
Mhm.
It's not like, oh, the Nazis are these jerks who took us over. Like there's no civilization after that. The civilization is now the Viltrumite. So there's no one sending out distress signals or anything because they've been taken over. So
I think what happens is they either just say yes, take us over,
yeah,
or they say no, and then the planet's a waste.
Yeah, it gets destroyed.
You get to see more in the comics, which I'm sure they're going to show. You'll see more of like how it works, I think, and then in the comics, Alan, the alien, the one-eye, he has a whole backstory thing too, which is really cool as well.
Or something. In the show, at least.
In the show, yeah. But like you'll see him like talking to the council and stuff. It's super pumped up. He's like literally talking to the council, like how he used to go, talk to the council. And the thing is, Earth doesn't have any communication outside of Earth anyways. So even if let's say the next solar system knew about it, well, we don't have contact with them anyways. And I think every planet's kind of out for itself, except for Alan's people who are trying to, unite some sort of people, but Earth is pretty weak. Like we don't have anybody. But now that Alan knows that there is someone there, it'll go from there, I'm assuming.
But Alan represents like a group of planets or whatever.
That's not Alan's job.
No.
What?
That's not what Alan does. Alan goes to other
planets. But he's from that group of, what do they call it? The Council of whatever?
Sure, yeah. He's sent out by the Council as a guy to go to different planets and test to see how good the defenses are. That's all he does.
Okay.
That's his job. And then when he came there, Mark beat him up, and then he's like, "Oh, okay." And then when he went back, he goes, "Oh, I went back and I went to Earth by accident." And then he finds out that there's a Viltrumite there, and then he comes back to warn him. So see, even he didn't know that there was one on Earth. And I don't think the council may have known, but they're like, "What are we going to do? Like, we can't do anything. Like, there's nobody. Maybe they didn't know there was anybody on Earth."
Yeah, but then I guess I don't understand. Like everyone else who knows about Viltrumites,
Will. It's a V.
Yeah, but what's his name? Like Alan the alien knows about Viltrumites, and so does his council. So he's testing out planets that what? Like he's testing them out for a Viltrumite invasion, or he seems to be doing that because he flies in, beats up their best champion. So what is he doing exactly?
No. Okay, sorry, Sean. You have to sign up for that.
Yeah,
he's not picking worlds. Like,
oh, okay.
Your world.
Oh, and then he went to the wrong.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So, because then he goes, I was supposed to go to Urath, and he's like, oh shit, they've been waiting for like a year for me to show up and test their thing, and I haven't gone. Right. That. Sorry, you have to sign up for it. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Earth doesn't have any contacts outside of Earth. So
yeah, but I guess the thing, it just, I don't know. I have to read the comic. To me, the world isn't very developed right now, like for me, because it's like I get the fact that like he's preparing Earth for whatever the Viltrumites have in store for them, whether or not Earth is going to say yes or no or whatnot.
He's
number one Viltrumite can take on a whole planet, so I don't understand an invasion. And number two, they did have contact with other, like Alan was a mistake, but the Martians knew about all this stuff and didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, they don't care.
But they don't care. Like they were just there to stop them because they were worried about the Starro.
The Star guys, yeah.
Like they don't care. Like they're not sitting there saying, "Oh, the Viltrumites might come down and get us." Like, they don't really like. They got their own problem. You know, it's the Abbott and Costello thing where Lon Chaney Jr. phones up Costello and he's like, "Oh, you know, I got this." He's like, "So what? I got my own problems." He's basically in like Dracula's house. He's like, "I don't care what your problems are in London right now."
The Martians are underground anyways.
Yeah.
And it's not like the Viltrumites care about Mars, right?
No.
Like per se anyways.
No.
And the thing is, it's like, yeah, Earth was one of the ones on their radar, so they just sent the one guy. And the reason he was the protector, the reason Omni-Man came to Earth and he's like, okay, he goes, I'm going to prep this place and I'm going to take it over, whatever. And the way that they showed in the comics is that things kept threatening Earth, and he's like, but this is the planet that I'm going to rule. So, and he keeps protecting the Earth because he doesn't want anyone else to destroy it because it's mine.
Yeah.
So it's like me protecting my room because I'm selfish because I want it for me, not because I'm a pure nice person who wants to help or whatever. And that was the misinterpretation. And he's like, well, people seem to like this and they're okay with it, so you know they'll follow my rule, you know, in that way. So it's like he was going about it in a weird way. And in the comics, he literally says, like when they says, "Oh, your mom is like a pet," he's like, "Your mom means nothing to me."
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't care at all, like zero." And it's like way worse. Like, there's no blood in the comic. It's just him and Invincible fighting. But he literally says, "I don't give a shit about anybody here."
Yeah.
It's like, "What about mom?" He's like, "Don't care." It's like it's like he's like, she's nothing. So that's the thing. Yeah, it might be a little bit confusing. I would have liked to have. We might hear from some other people as well, because I'd like to hear what their thoughts are. Like, were they confused as to what exactly is going on? Like, what is Viltrum's plan?
Yeah, no, what's their plan, right? Like, he goes there, and so you're saying in the comic it's explained that like things kept
like
invading Earth, and then but the thing is that so at what point is he supposed to say, okay guys, I'm really your ruler, and whether or not but he never did. And so and so that shows that he was just like falling in with the humans.
It's not going native or whatever in my if you know that's it's sort of a twist on that where he didn't go native, because you know that's a plot device, or that's a story structure, right? Where the story is you infiltrate and then you get pumped up for those people. But that didn't happen. It's a reverse of that. He's like, I still don't care. But I think what happened was that when he came down, all these threats kept happening, so he kept protecting them. And then he saw other heroes, and he started to see, like, he didn't know who these other heroes were. So because remember, I don't know how long he's been there for. He's been there. How old is Mark? 16? No.
18. 18 because he's graduating.
Okay, so he's 18. So he's been there, let's say 20 years. That's just a number. So I think he's like trying to, 20 years to him is nothing. That's like me showing him for 1 hour.
Years,
My reconnaissance mission is 1 hour. That's 20 years to him. He's like, that means nothing. So he's like, okay, I'll protect the Earth. And then he sees these other heroes. He's like, well, I don't know how strong they are, you know? So it's like he's testing them out. And then when he saw Mark get his powers, he thought, oh, now's my chance, because there'll be two of us here. We can easily kill everything here. And remember, he's almost been killed a few times. And I'm sure there's been adventures where he's been whisked away. Like, remember in that he went to that other dimension for like months, right?
Yeah.
So I always got the impression that things kept coming up, and he's like, oh, I got to keep doing this. And then now when Mark showed up, he's like, well, Mark's got powers. I'm like, well, once I train Mark, we own it. Like, nothing will stop us, because now there's basically two of me.
Yeah.
And then that's when he's like, okay, now it's time for the Guardians to die, and I got to sneak attack them, right? Because that's the only way to do it. So I think he was prepping to take. We haven't seen, not even in the comics, at least I haven't. Steve's read 2 issues past me, or 1 issue past me, and I don't know if we've seen in the comics like how it actually works. Like, do they just be like, okay, we're taking over? Like, remember General Zod in Superman 2? He's like, I own the world. And they're just like, man, so you did yesterday and the day before. And it's like, I don't know if it's just like, look, guys, you can't do shit to me, so bow down. I don't know.
And I guess I don't understand conquering planets. Like, in real life, like invasion and conquering happens for resources and etc. Right?
Right.
Like strategic value. And I don't, like, he already said, like, Earth, all the people here suck. So it's like, what's he gonna do if he rules? It's like you're not going to
Make them better.
supply everyone with food and water and shelter.
No, I think it's
exactly.
the Borg. It's like or the Dominion. Did you watch Deep Space Nine, Sean? I can't remember.
Yeah, a bit. Not as much as you guys, but yeah.
No, firstly, guys, I'm on my 5th round of Deep Space Nine. I literally cry on almost every episode. Like I just can't take it. It's so good. Like we watch one and we're like, oh my, we're just like emotionally drained. We're like, oh my god, it's just so good. You have to watch Deep Space Nine, all of it. Okay, anyways, but the Dominion in Deep Space Nine, they want order in the world. I literally think Kirkman kind of got inspired by the Dominion because the founders, they literally want order. They're like, we want order in the galaxy, and we're going to control all of it. So that's the Viltrumites. They're like, their whole thing is control. It's like, and if you want to be with us, we will help you. If you don't, we're just going to kill you because you're weak. And I think I know it's not perfectly explained, but again, it's like it's like a villain kind of a thing, right? What do you get? Unboxing? What are you unboxing?
Answers. Oh, thanks. I only had the DVDs of these, so.
Oh yes.
I upgraded.
Where's the third one?
It's here.
Came
oh my god!
separately.
So Clobbering Times, he just did a thing on Brave and the Bold, and then we were getting all pumped up for it, and you got.
Well, you got me pumped up to upgrade.
The Blu-rays are I upgraded myself, so I still have the DVDs and the Blu-rays though, because I just had to have both. Oh, Dead Earth Wonder Woman, nice.
Yeah, so there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yep, there you go. All right. How many comics have I actually read? Not okay. When you say read, my problem, and this always comes out on when I stream stuff. It's like, look, when I was a kid, reading, it was a very loose term. It was more like flipping the pages and kind of reading some like dialogue bubbles and seeing what was happening. That was me reading it. Me sitting down like this, opening up this comic and reading it proper, that didn't really happen on a regular basis until maybe like a few years ago. Not a few years ago, maybe like 10 years ago or something. So I have no idea how many I've actually read. I buy a lot of stuff and then I just get to it. The thing is too, is I'm a movie collector and a TV show watcher. So there's so much, I literally don't have time. I need to be a Viltrumite because I'm never going to get through all this crap. It's like Sean just bought Brave and the Bold. He's going to rewatch it. Like if Sean watched everything he owned, he'd just be dead. He would just literally sit here.
I don't have the time to watch everything I own.
Yeah, so I literally don't have.
I'm going to add up all the time if I'm bored, and that'll take time, and then I'll be like, oh, I don't think I'll live that long.
Yeah, like I mean, so I don't know how many comics I've actually read. All of the comics that I owned, I did not read them all. But when I got into something like Supergirl or Aquaman or Wonder Woman, I friggin' powered through it. And I'm powering through a lot of stuff digitally right now as well, which is really Dead Earth. I'd have to look that one up to see if I've actually read that exact arc. And I also have a garbage memory for writers and like storylines. Like we were talking to the U.S. agent guy, Dave, the other night, and I don't remember the name of that storyline. Like he was naming Bloodstone. I was like, oh yes. And the only reason is because I was looking through my covers and I saw that on there. When we were kids, it would tell you the name of the thing in the corner. So like you knew you were reading Inferno because it literally said Inferno, or it said Secret Wars 2. And it was like, or Atlantis Attacks or something. Like
that was a Marvel thing, yeah.
That's a Marvel thing. So it's like, I didn't know, like, I don't, like, what is, some of them did, actually the older ones, see, this one does tell you. Right? So it says War World Rising, so you know what you're reading. So again, it's like I may have read these things because I read a lot of Wonder Woman's probably my most read out of the comics that I have, just in terms of just volume. I love all the Star Treks, but Deep Space Nine and original series are my two favorites. Hell yeah, Steve laughs. Yeah, it's contagious. Steve's read 2. No, you read like, you mean comics or other things? So Steve's read tons of Batman stuff. 2008 issue of Hulk with his son and Juggernaut. I don't know what's my first comic that I don't remember. I have like Amazing Spider-Man, probably like I think 300. If everything started around the same time, Captain America 300, Spider-Man 300, maybe before that, maybe 250 something for Spider-Man. I can only tell by Marvel comics. Sean, where did you start with, like, I don't know,
when people are asked this question, they're always answering with like Batman this and Superman that. Like, were you not a kid? Like, I had kid comics. Like, my first comic that I remember was a Super Goof comic. It was like because they did a lot of, because Superman was big, so they made Goofy into Super Goof in the Disney comics and stuff. And I read a lot of Harvey comics as well, stuff like that. I mean, we talked about my first Batman with Nocturna.
Your first Batman with Nocturna.
That was a Detective Comics thing. But I mean, and I read Superman, but like I can't even remember the issues. I remember they had Adam backup stories. That was like in the early 80s.
So that's Action Comics then.
Yes, yeah.
So when would that have been? Let me think.
I've been trying to track it down myself. Like, I tracked down the Batman because I
know you found the Batman that you read. Great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, newspaper strips, dude. Oh my god, all over that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Alex Raymond Flash Gordon was on when we were reading it, but maybe it was. Is it Jim Keefe? Is he one of the guys who did Flash Gordon? I'm friends with him on Facebook. The guy who did Flash Gordon. Maybe not after Raymond, but maybe after the next guy after Raymond. Yeah, we all read that. Too bad we didn't keep it. Drop.
No.
Steve, do you know? Is there any way you could remember an issue number, like, or something?
I only remember covers.
Okay, so what's a cover? Let's see if we can track one down.
There was one with Batman and Penguin, and they were stranded together in the Arctic.
Okay, let's see, Batman.
And it was a red cover.
Arctic. See if we can see what cover that would have been. No, but apparently there's a Lego set.
There's always a Lego set.
I remember, you know which one I remember? Incredible Hulk. There's like a big foot that's like, like squashing him, and he's like holding onto the foot and trying to like push it back. I had that. I also had The Many Deaths of Batman. That was one. That was a story I remember. The Many Deaths of Batman. Yes, this is it. That was Batman number 435. Wow.
I remember I had Thor 333.
Thor 333.
And the only reason I know that is because I just bought it digitally, and I didn't realize I had it as a kid until I looked at the cover, and I'm like, oh my god, I remember this cover.
Okay, so Batman Many Deaths is 89, which makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Because that was the 89 Batman movie that we went to go see. And we all saw that. So 89. So how old were we? Well, I'm 77.
12.
So we're all okay. So I would definitely say I was reading comics before that, because I remember anticipating Batman coming.
Yeah.
So if we go, let's say 2 years prior, we're 10. So like 87. I saw Jedi in the theater.
That was 83.
You were 6.
So I was 6. Does that make sense? Or when did Jedi get re-released again?
Well, that was in the 90s. It was we were.
Okay. So then forget it. I saw it when I was 6.
Yeah.
I saw Return to Oz in the theater. When did that come out?
Yeah, me too.
That was 88, I think.
Return to Oz? Okay. 85.
85.
I saw that in the theater, boys. And I saw Transformers the movie. That was probably 85. Well, no, when would that have been?
It's 86.
86?
Yeah.
It's 86,
okay.
yeah.
I saw Fantasia, but I mean, they've re-released that 100 times. So.
Yeah, I saw almost all the classic Disney stuff in the theater, because that was the last decade where they did that.
Oh, yeah. I'm not dressing as Count.
Yeah.
Yeah, Return of the Last Jedi confused for a bit. Yeah, Return. Yeah, I was thinking. I'm like, yeah, you're not saying Episode 8 is. Yeah, Return of the Jedi I saw in the theater for sure. Did you see it in the theater?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, my dad took me out of school.
You didn't see Empire in the theater though, did you?
No.
I saw it in the theater. The thing is, we must have been 3 or 4 when I.
Three.
When,
You
yeah,
would have been
and the
three.
thing, yeah, 3. But like, I remember seeing it in the theater. Some of my earliest memories are Empire, like just
Wow.
Empire stuff, like arguing on the playground about stuff from the movie. And it's like when I look up when it was, like, yeah, I was 3, but I remember things from it, right? So
Wow.
First movie in the theater, guys. First movie in the theater.
I have no idea.
Oh no, I have no idea.
Fox and the
Maybe
Hound.
Superman 2 or
Fox and the Hound.
oh, Fox and the Hound's your first?
Yeah.
But that's you were 2, no? Fox and the Hound is 79, no, is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's Superman 2? 82 or something?
1980.
1980.
Here in North America.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if I saw it, I know I saw Superman 3 1000%.
Yeah, no, 3 was, we were more, I mean, we were all 6, right? So we're like, I remember stuff around part 3 more than part 2, but I remember seeing 2 in the theater. I
remember thinking I may have seen 2 in the theater. So
I remember the sensory memory of the fact that someone spilled pop on the ground, and it was mega sticky for me, for my 3-year-old legs. So I remember that. So yeah.
89, yeah.
Well,
I for sure saw that. I was in grade 6 because my grade 6 teacher invited me up to the front of the class to talk about it, which is great.
I saw.
Yeah,
we definitely saw Spider-Man.
Batman 89 in Amherst, New York.
Well,
Batman 89, yeah.
Yeah, and it had been out. I think I saw it in August, and if I'm not mistaken, it dropped in June. I think it dropped. And
I saw it with my teacher in the theater, and he saw me.
So it would have been May or June.
Yeah,
I'm guessing because of what school would still be in. I saw it in August. I saw it 2 months after it came out.
Yeah, I remember my Return of the Jedi story. We were visiting family in North Bay, and my uncle was like, "Oh, let's all go see Return of the Jedi, right? The kids want to see it." So me and my 2 cousins, both girls, we went to see it with our families and everything. And we were waiting in the line, and it wasn't a big megaplex. It was like, a storefront teater. And we're outside on the sidewalk waiting in line. And my older cousin, who must have been maybe 12 or 13 at the time, she was like, she came and she goes, she told me specifically, she was like, oh, the guy at the front says that they're all sold out. They'll have to turn everyone back, right?
Oh my God.
And she said that just to piss me off. And I cried like a mother.
Oh dear.
And my mom was like, "What'd you do that for? What'd you tell him that?" But she just did that just to be a badass, right? But anyways, we got to go see the movie and everything. It was fine.
Yeah, my dad took me out of school to see Return of the Jedi. We went to one of those old theaters downtown, the ones that don't have the proper seating. They had balconies and stuff. They had Han Solo and Kryptonite in the lobby, so you walk by that in order to get into the theater.
Yeah, I remember. Go on.
And then the next day, we took my mom. She was downtown at 7 a.m. waiting in an alleyway because it was a huge lineup to get in with a bag of popcorn in her hand. She's like, "What the hell am I doing?" Like, it was literally the next day we took her to see it at 7 a.m.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was Star Trek 3, perhaps. We went to the theater in Toronto, and in downtown Toronto, and they set up this whole diorama of Mego figures in some sort of action poses and stuff in a alien landscape.
That's crazy.
And that wasn't set up by the studio. I guess some fan there, who worked there, was like, "Oh, I got these figures. I'm gonna set up a thing." Right? It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's just people just did things just because they were excited, right?
When I saw
back in the day.
when I saw Sean had here. Oh, we'll talk about that. Yeah. When I saw hold on, I'm getting some weird things here on StreamYard. What is this? Hold on, sorry. Oh, there we go. That's better. When I went to go see Batman 89 in the theater, everybody knows we were all dressed up as we had our shirts and hats and all that. And I bought the Batmobile, which I still have. I bought the Batmobile there, and they had Batman toys for sale.
Oh, they were selling them.
In the
They're
theater.
doing that a bit, yeah. Back then.
You know, when I've been rewatching the movie serials, as you guys know, and like just going through all this stuff, and remembering the lobby cards and all this kind of things that they had such cool stuff. When I saw Transformers, the animated movie, they gave posters out.
Posters, yeah.
They do it a little bit now. Like I've got Man of Steel poster, I've got Shazam, I've got Aquaman. What else do I have? I have
but you know what?
Endgame.
That stuff was given to people as they were leaving the theater. Because I remember I was with you for some of those. And that's not the way things were back in the day. If you bought a ticket for a movie and there was merchandise for that movie, they'd give it to you. Like I got the mini comic for Secret of the Sword. When my dad bought tickets for me and my dad, right?
Yeah.
And they gave me a mini comic. That's cool. They don't really do that kind of thing anymore.
No, they don't do anything anymore. And there's no hype.
Like the Tales from the Dark Side, like paper masks. Like there's Mummy, the cat, and the gargoyle. Anyway.
Yeah, the holiday special. I don't remember watching that when it was on.
We were one, so I didn't even know it existed until I went to a Star Trek convention, and with my dad, I was like 13 or something, and they were playing it, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?" And so I bought they're a bootleg because it's never been
the VHS
officially released. So I bought the VHS of it. And that VHS had all the commercials at the time. So it's like 1979 commercials. So so my dad and I watched it like that night. I was like, okay, after dinner, we're watching freaking the holiday special. What is this, right? And there's no internet. So I pop it in, and my dad fell asleep like right away. And I knew it was bad. Just watching, I was like, oh my God. But I kept with it. And it's a test of any Star Wars fans' mettle to sit through that. Now I can watch it. Like now I watch it all the time, right? But back then when it was like brand new to me, I was like, Jesus, it's cool that all the actors are back.
Yeah.
But my God, they're desperately trying to fill 2 hours of time.
I've still to this day have not watched the whole thing.
Oh yeah. The cartoon, of course, is the best. When the cartoon started up, I'm like, this is awesome. And then they went back to like the live action shit, right?
Well, I gotta say, Sean, the first time I saw it, Sean brought it down when I was living in London, Ontario. He brought it down to show it to me. When I saw B. Arthur, I was like beside myself. I was like, nice B. Arthur in a Star Wars thing. And then
we never saw Pokemon. I don't think any of us are into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got it on bootlegs. So what did you guys think? I'll put a picture up. Did you guys see the Ms. Marvel?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see this.
There she is. That's the costume.
I mean, that is the costume. So what do you got? I mean, like that's pretty good. That looks exactly like her.
Yeah.
So how does she get that? Like she doesn't make that.
I don't know.
Maybe she does. I mean,
she's a kid.
Someone sent that to me on Facebook to ask me. It's someone we mutually know just sent me that pic.
Yeah.
And my thought back was, I want it to be fun. Like that's what I'm looking for nowadays. Make it a fun thing. Don't make it a weighty, social thing. Just make it fun.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm asking for. The costume's fine. But like right now, I'm almost like I have such low expectations of everything that, hey, you give me something and it's enjoyable, I'm probably going to over-like it because it's just there's a dearth of like fun things right now, especially in like they're trying to make it more into like the nerdy things, right? It used to be like you had your serious films, which is where you got into your social politics and stuff, and you had your nerdy things, which was just fun.
Right.
Now it's in everything. So my thing is costume looks fine. I want to see the final product. Let's see if it's fun.
The commercials make it like the one preview they had made it look like a fun little thing. I'm sure they'll put like a heavy idea or two into it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to see it just to believe it.
I'm like done with these like It's like don't introduce this big topic, and then it goes nowhere anyways, and it doesn't matter. So like, like, and the other thing too is it's like, are you making if you're gonna make, if you're gonna make 12 Angry Men, then make 12 Angry Men. If you're gonna make Falcon and Winter Soldier, I want to see them team up and fight guys. Like,
Falcon to me, that show to me showed the pitfalls of what happens if you try to, like, I think you have to address the race thing. But and then really Isaiah's story was the most prescient thing about them tackling the race issue.
Yeah.
But beyond that, because I mean, like, yes, it would be like, Americans wouldn't accept a black Captain America and all that. But beyond that, but the whole thing, that wasn't the problem to me. The problem was the whole, like, the story arc with the villain. I mean, and how the show was treating it. It's like, I don't know what the show's point is, because I don't know why Falcon is treating her with kid gloves. I don't know. And then at the end, Falcon is like, but she's not a terrorist. So you're telling me that the character's stance is that she's not a terrorist, and that's what this character is about? Maybe that's what, I mean, I could probably accept that more as this thing is a character study of Falcon, and this is where he stands, and you might not agree with him. I don't know if the show is trying to make that point. I think the show is trying to say she's not a terrorist because it's whether or not the show is making that point or Falcon's making that point.
I understand what
because like at the end, Falcon's like making this big speech. It's like, okay, well, are you telling me that after you made a point to tell me that Carly has killed innocent people, and even her people who follow her aren't totally with her, but Falcon thinks that that's A-okay, and Falcon says, I don't agree with your methods. Well, you don't agree with her then, right. Because it's like I don't care what her point is. You think her point is peace and justice for all, but it's clearly not if she says that with her mouth. But clearly it's not if she's killing innocent people and justifying it in some bullshit way. Mm-hmm. Then you can't really agree with her. I mean, that's not. It's sort of like the whole Black Panther thing. It's people like, oh, Killmonger has a point. Killmonger doesn't have a point. I know what you think his point is. You think his point is that Wakanda has all this technology and grandeur, and they should share that with the other Black people of the world. Okay, but his point really is Wakanda has all this great technology. Let's export all the weaponry and violence out to the world, to the other Black people who are suffering. That was his point. That he was making movements on that point at the end of the movie. They were exporting it was just the weapons. It had nothing to do with healthcare or food. It was just that was his point.
4 million people. He's literally killed like 100 people. He has little markings for each person he kills. It's like, okay, did that person treat you badly? I don't get it. Like, that's a bunch of crap. Like, you're a villain.
Like, you have to be very careful and very smart. It can be done. You can put social issues into shows, but you have to be like careful with it and clever with it. And I mean, they tried to walk that tightrope with Falcon. I have issues with it. I thought it was clumsy. I get what they're trying to do. I just thought it was clumsy myself. Other people don't agree with that. But I think they tripped over themselves a little bit with that show.
I think it was clumsy, and also it was a missed opportunity to make things normal. Like this, like, you know how you make like Falcon accepted is people just accept him, be like, yeah, Falcon's a hero, and that's it.
Yeah,
like,
and people watching the show, it's like they feel good that they're seeing a Black hero on screen. Right.
That's
like taking care of business.
Why is it an issue? Like, making an issue. Oh, this would be a realistic issue. Well, would it really be that much of a realistic issue?
They patch it up at the end with guys saying like, "Yay, we love him." Like crowd shots, be like, "Yeah."
Like, you're forgetting. You're like, well, in the real world, this would be an issue. First, in the real world, I don't know how much of an issue it would be, but we're not in the real world. We're in the MCU. In the MCU, this guy just saved people 1 million times over. So the MCU is different. It's like, it's a different world. Thanos has. I would think that if Thanos wiped out half of the population and everyone came together, because remember they're saying during the blip, everyone was great and all that, everybody was together. Well, if everyone was together and everything was great, why wouldn't they accept the Black Captain America?
Well, Captain America would be the least of their issues.
Right.
I never understood. Yeah, I'm so, like, I guess they imagine a world where people are like, we want a symbol of hope again, and it's this stranger, you know, like at least they knew who Falcon was. He was one of the
Right.
Avengers, you know. So why wouldn't he have been Captain America, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
no, I'm fine with them addressing that and bringing race in, because the thing is, like, I know some people are like, it's funny they don't really address race, and then all of a sudden in that Peggy Carter show, they addressed it once and it was really jarring and it was kind of weird. It's like, oh yeah, racism, I totally forgot. You know, it's like, I guess it exists in the MCU, but yeah, no, I'm fine with that. It's just the whole freedom fighter bullshit, because the thing is, they never, and once again, they never fully explained what the issue was. I don't quite understand the problem. It's like, and things can't go back to the way they were for those 5 years, because you'd have to wipe out half the world, right? So I don't know. They had to explain that more. At the very end, Falcon's like, well, people with guns. Okay, well, it would have helped in the 6 episodes if you showed that at some point.
Yeah. And also like he's saying, like he's like, oh, put yourself in the position of those people there. It's like, okay, what about the people that just got blipped back? Should I put myself in their position as well? Like, you're squatting in my house. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, you know, don't try to make me think that this is really happening in the real world, because it's not happening. This is not the real world. So it's like, why don't you just deal with it in the MCU world, which is like, why can't, like, Tony Stark make something or go to the Avengers? I don't know. It just seems weird. It's like, this whole storyline was crap. They should have just had them be generic bad guys and have the good, like, the social issue that they're tackling is not a social issue. It's like,
well, it's not a real social issue, and you could probably make ties to real world events, but the problem is, if you're not going to pick a side, then, you know, and if you're going to clumsily, it's like, why is he on Carly's side? You made a point to show me that Carly is killing innocent people. I don't understand. Well, you gotta explain that. You know
what I thought about too is that Falcon and Winter Soldier were both blipped and had to come back.
Yeah,
that could have easily have been your storyline. She would have gone after them, because if you're going after everyone who was blipped to make it back, you have to kill everyone who was blipped. If they had done that storyline and she had sort of said that, that would have been better. But they did this ham-fisted, and again, I got to go back to, these guys who are writing it don't understand the social issues, right? They're outside of it. They don't understand it. They're trying to insert it in because they think, well, if I insert it in, I'm a good person.
You're right.
But you're not, right? It's the Wind River argument, which is where the director at the end of the show put in X number of people of Indigenous women that get murdered, blah, 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 and there's no way to track it, which I'm not saying is wrong. But what is this director now doing to solve that, other than
solve these cases or whatever?
Making money off a movie that talks about it? Like,
yeah, that's what.
Like, I don't understand. Like, it's these guys are like, oh, I'm doing the right thing. Look, I'm making a movie, but where does it go after that? Right? It's
that's why you don't have a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially in the MCU, it's like, just make it a fun adventure, like with the two guys bantering with each other and fighting bad guys. Like,
I think that's what we all expected.
That's what I literally expected.
Well, there are parts of that show that work, like them working on the boat and stuff like that. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, so now what happened? So, okay, Mr. Wilson, question here from the audience, Mr. Wilson. Supposing your family and your sister and all that, supposing they were blipped away, then they came back, and there's a bunch of people who were, taking dumps on your boat, and they're living on your boat now with your father and all this crap. You're going to be like, well, too bad. I should put myself in their position. You'd be like, get off my boat.
Yep.
Right? So what a bunch of crap. Like, that, it just is like, don't give me this big, you're on this big hard moral ground. It's like, well, you have to think about the people you're affecting. Well, then give up your boat. Give your boat to Carly. Let her have that.
And let me ask the question: wasn't Falcon on Captain America's side during Civil War?
Yes.
Wasn't the entire point of Civil War is they weren't taking account of their actions and hurting innocent people?
Yes, shouldn't he have gone on the other side? This really, Sam Wilson should have been on Iron Man's team then.
Yeah. Based on his actions in the show, yeah.
But they show him being affected by the blip, right? That he goes to the bank and the bank's like, you have no income in the past 5 years. Like, well, I was blipped like half the universe, and so he, I guess he's feeling the hurt and he's like changing his mind or something. I don't know. I mean, and I don't agree with they needed more episodes. As I've said before, episode 3 and 4 were a huge waste of freaking time. They could have summed up all that stuff in half of an episode and then continue on with the story, right?
I agree.
And there's no 100. reason to break out Baron Zemo. I forgot why they did that. It's useless.
To get a connection to that.
So
that scientist who's in a 5-minute scene and then dies. It's like,
okay. I think a lot of people love this show. That's great. I don't know. I couldn't. I think it got too big for its britches. I think it took on too much and didn't understand how to take it on. And I feel a lot of it's listen. That speech at the end shows how clumsy the show is. He has to now sweep up. It's all the dust bunnies from the last 5 episodes. You have to sweep up everything. Okay, here's what the show is. Like guys with guns is like, okay, guys with guns. Why don't you freaking show that? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Anyway,
and you know what the other thing is? I'm not sure if somebody would. So I'm in prison for a bunch of years. I'm beat up. They let me get tortured. Then they imprison me for trying to save my men. And then my wife dies, and I don't get a chance to see her. And then I come back, and they're like, "Well, sorry about all that, Jay, but here's a statue we made."
Here's a statue, yeah. What's funny?
I thought he was going to pick up that statue and smash Sam Wilson in the face with it or something. I thought
what was going to be dry is you'd be like, "Fuck your fucking statues!" Like, fucking no, but I read the thing, and that thing is super unrealistic because it's the government admitting that they're wrong. Well, they would never do that.
They wouldn't do that.
I mean, for the purposes of a happy ending, sure, but they would never do. This is the most unrealistic thing in this show.
Right. They want me to think of real issues, but then
they don't want you to think of real issues.
Right, yeah. So in this scene, think of the real life ramifications, but then in this scene, don't think of that. It's like you guys got to figure out how to write this.
Yeah, it's a great ending for entertainment. But it's once again, it was one of those things that I said in my rant last week. It's like, what do you want? What do you want me? Who is this for? What do you want me to? How do you want me to engage this? It's like you got these big realistic issues, but then you're meshing in all this dumb comic book action and this crazy outfit. It's like, what is this thing? Because it doesn't really work for me.
No.
And you're not really taking much of a stand. And you're not really explaining Falcon's stance. So, yeah. But, I mean, it's great that they got that happy ending with Isaiah. It's just kind of weird and sort of
fake.
Not in keeping
very
with
contrived.
The rest of the show.
It's just contrived. It's just a very contrived show. There's no real sense of flow to it. It's just very jarring. Every time they insert the Flag Smashers, things just go right off course. And it just gets more and more absurd. Now we're killing Black Star. Now USA. Now Captain America is murdering someone in front of everyone. It's like, what is happening? How has this gone so far off the course? At the end, you're just watching it. You're like, literally now, if Nightcrawler just teleported out of somewhere and just did a dance on this van, I wouldn't question it because it's so disjointed now. It's ridiculous.
I don't know. I just kind of got messed up with. No, but I don't think Catherine Britain's in that. Let me go through some of these. Thanos should be in the Cap show. Sure, why not? He's dead though.
The Thanos chopper.
That's from Spidey Super Stories.
No. Superman can beat anybody. That's my official stance. And I can explain it if need to, but it's like Superman always wins. That's all the explanation that is needed. Superman will find a way to win. When Superman died in All-Star Superman and he's literally on the thing and doing stuff, it's like, listen, it's like Superman can't die. Okay, so I mean, Ms. Marvel, is there any chance in hell they're not going to make this a political disaster? They're going to make it a disaster. I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure.
think so. Have you read the comic or no?
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, like they might. I think they'll show the Muslim family, but I don't think like what would the political statement be?
They're going to be like, everyone hates her and they want her out of the town or something. And then she'll be a hero and they'll be like, oh, we don't trust you because we know who your background is, even though they're not supposed to know her identity or whatever.
So who do you think the overarching like big bad would be? I don't know how many episodes this is. So.
I have no idea. It depends on what they're doing. Because Magnificent Ms. Marvel, I've got the entire run of that. I'm behind. Marvel gives you digital copies.
Yeah.
So I bag and board the physical copy, and then I read the digital copy. So let me see. I think Ms. Marvel did not last long. It was probably like 2 years and a little bit. So where am I at here? Firstly, I need to find it. Oh, it's called the Magnificent Ms. Marvel. Why can I not find it now? That's regular Ms. Marvel. Where's Magnificent? Here we go. I'm 4 behind on Magnificent Ms. Marvel. So it went up to it was 18 issues.
Yeah.
I liked I didn't read Ms. Marvel, the first ever Ms. Marvel, but I got the first volume on digital. But when Magnificent Ms. Marvel started, I got that and I read them all up and I was reviewing them. So I don't know who the big bad guy would be. There's different bad guys. I don't think she has a pure.
No, she doesn't, and that's the weird thing about like making a show, right? It's like, well, then what is this about? I mean, it could be like really, and I said this earlier, like it was the closest thing they did to recreating the magic of Peter Parker in the Silver Age. They always wanted to do something like that. This one sort of got it for me. I mean, they showed her dating, and they showed her like. Pardon?
Wait. What are you talking about right now? Sorry.
Kamala Khan.
Oh, Kamala Khan. Yeah. In which series?
In the first one she was in. It wasn't Magnificent Miss Marvel. It was.
I know Magnificent Miss Marvel is brand new. It just ended.
Okay, yeah. No, I don't know what the hell that is.
It's just a new series.
Yeah.
But I've read all
they
of
can
that.
show that.
That's all I've read. I didn't read
the best stuff in that was when she was interacting with other heroes. So I don't know if they would do that where she's like fangirling out and stuff. Like because that shows her true like nature and everything. It's fun. And we really didn't see that. I don't know. You can probably name other characters, but I didn't really see that in anyone else. And it was kind of fun, you know. So I don't know what they're gonna do with this show. Like it's interesting because the source material is different than the other stuff they've been adapting. So I don't know. With like She-Hulk, I don't know what the hell that is. I mean, to me, it should be to everyone. It should be a courtroom drama with She-Hulk. But I don't know what they're doing with that actress. Like she's so small, right? So
I don't know. Zero idea what they're doing with She-Hulk. I literally I'm curious. I know they're doing Abomination, which I don't like because again, it's the same thing as Supergirl, same thing with Batwoman. We're just going to use like the male characters, rogues gallery, then just make a Hulk series. Like I don't understand. So
yeah, well, Magnificent Ms. Marvel I thought was really fun. So when I was reading that, I kept thinking if they do this show, I really want it to be like fun entertainment that I can watch and be like, wow, that was a really fun episode. There is nothing, at least I don't remember. So if there is any like politic crap in it, I don't remember it. So it was either handled very well or it was very small and I didn't remember.
I mean, what do you
regard just fun.
Politics? Like what they tried to do with WandaVision was touch on depression and things like that, right?
Yeah,
but it was really still like her imprisoning a town.
I think it's identity politics more so with someone.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like, oh, everyone hates Kamala Khan because she's Muslim. It's like that's like super stupid. It's like
doubt they do that. And the other thing too, if they were doing that, they would have showed that in those previews. Those previews were basically they looked like Kim's Convenience, but with superpowers. I mean, that's what it looked like to me, right? It's just this fun thing with like this ethnic family, and but she has superpowers. So I don't know. We'll have to see what that looks like.
I'll tell you about this show that I think neither of you guys have caught, but I caught called Resident Alien.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about
it. Like in that show, there's a kid in it, and his best friend is a Muslim girl. She's got, I think it's called the hijab. I'm not sure if I pronounce that.
Hijab.
Hijab, right?
Yep.
they never talk about her being like the only thing she said. And it's pretty funny. She's like, she's talking. They find out he's an alien, and she's like, "Oh, I mentioned it in my prayers to Allah," and he's like, "Allah knows now. Like, what the hell? Like, now I gotta kill him too because we're not supposed to know." And that's the only time anything like. Otherwise, she's just a normal girl. No one talks about her being Muslim. No one
talks about it in Ms. Marvel, at least in the one I was reading.
Yeah. So, like, to me, that's fine, right? She's still Muslim. She mentions Allah, but like, they don't make a big deal about it. There's a lot of native characters in there, and they talk about the native culture, but no one hates them for being native, right? No one's saying, "Oh, you're a native person," blah blah blah. In fact, it's pretty cool what they do because they explain like we're all connected to the earth, and there's one scene where so he's a doctor in the town, and his nurse is native, and she finds out this is spoiler. She finds out he's native. I mean, she's an alien, and she's still trying to help him because he's hurt. And he's like, "Why are you trying to help me?" She's like, "We try and help everyone because you're all everything is part of nature, and we never turn our back." And I'm like, "That's cool, right? That's how you do it." And it's still an entertaining show.
Yeah,
so it depends who's behind it, and not all shows are like exactly the same, right? And I know people are like, "Oh, Hollywood is trying to impress," but it's not like this Hollywood mob. It's it's individual artists, and whether or not they have an axe to grind, right? I don't get. I've said this before. I'll say I don't get that sense from this show, but like the only thing is we just have to see. You can't
I didn't get that from Falcon and Winter Soldier until episode 3, and it was
I got that from leading up to Falcon and Winter Soldier. Everyone was talking about how they're going to address the black. I didn't know they're going to do the whole thing with Carly Morgenthau and people getting all mad that they're homeless again, or that's really stupid.
Addressing that issue, which is a non-issue in the MCU, and it wouldn't really be that big of an issue in real life. Was he twice over? Like,
and then what happened, Jay?
Yeah. And then we got that. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It still happened. Twice, right?
The thing is, we're not in that country. Like, the more and more, this is going to sound terrible. The more and more I see on the news, the less and less I understand really what's going on. It's really their issues. We have racism here. It's not the same thing. We don't have the same history, and we don't have the same entrenchment, and we don't have the same chips on our shoulders.
Yeah, nobody does.
And so it seeps into their entertainment, and I know they think the world has the same issues. Yeah, not as intense. You guys are the advanced trigonometry of racism. Yeah, so it's like, listen, you guys do what you have to do. No, I think it had to be addressed, especially in this time. But like, it wasn't that ham-fisted compared to the Carly Morgenthau stuff. Like the whole haves and have not bullshit. That didn't. You have to be a bit more clever to address that than this show was. Yeah, and I'll say, and that's all I'll say about that.
Hey, how's it going, dude?
Hey, how you doing?
We're into very heavy social issues right now in our entertainment.
Yeah, because the thing is, you got like our perspective here is like we're in Canada. We're not really seeing any. I mean, my entire life has been dealing with like all the races that there are. We went to a public school, and literally everybody who was in there was the only fights I ever had was where people who were black beat me up. And it was like, that's the only time I've ever had any, and I don't think they were beating me up because I was white, because they beat up other black people too. It was like, there was a bunch of guys who were just dicks. They were I'll tell you, they were equal opportunity ass kickers. They beat up all the races. It's like, it was very equal in my neighborhood. It was
it's like Family Guy.
It's like, yeah, no, I mean, like, that's the thing, right? So it's hard for us here. It's like, look, I just want to see Falcon and Winter Soldier beat up bad guys. Like, I don't want this whole thing about like, oh, Carly, and oh, she's like all depressed. Like, I don't care.
I haven't seen it yet. I got to see it, but like, I was just hoping for, I don't know, something with God, what's his name?
Sam and or
Civil
Bucky.
War. No, the villain of Civil
Oh,
War.
Baron Zemo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was. 'Cause
more of
I've,
him.
yeah, I've seen like he has his like purple like thing.
Yeah, he's got his mask.
Revolver
That
or
was kind of
whatever.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he only did that once, eh?
I know
he
only had
only did one.
episode 3 or something. Yeah.
I mean, that was an obvious thing to do, is have him as the villain and have him deal with them. Like, he breaks out of prison and they gotta like hunt him down because he's going to start running amok again.
And that wasn't the plot, was it?
No,
No.
not
Oh
at
no,
all.
no, not at all.
No.
What about Cara Dune coming back? Have you heard Gina Carano might be coming back?
Oh, you talking to me?
Anybody?
Yep. Well, Sean left, so obviously he's upset about the topic.
Sean will come back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is vindicate. Like, I don't know how to feel about this because, to be honest with you, it never should have happened. So now that she may be coming back, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Do we now say "told you so"? I have no idea. Like, how
to be James Gunn again?
Yeah. So Sean,
Yeah, I knew she was coming back. I told that like freaking when it happened, right? Because like money is money. Money is money is money. So
right.
It's like they have all these figures and merchandise to sell. And so she's going to come back in some way. I also have said in the past, none of us really know what happened. This isn't like Warner Brothers where people don't respect the company and they run and go give a tell-all interview to like, Vanity Fair or whoever. And we know all about the inner workings and politics and why decisions were made. Disney's different. I don't know if there's a morality clause that she breached. I don't know if she was given warnings. We don't know any of this. So, I think that she'll come back. I think they have figures to sell. I think they have shows to make. That's what's going to happen. And you might be uneasy thinking, well, why would you go back to people that did this to you? It's like, we don't even know what happened. Like, I don't know what happened. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, she's gonna go back, and she was awesome, so she has to go back. And the thing is, I have the figures, which is great. I have 2 of the 3 3/4 inch figures in the packaging from when they came out, and I have this Black Series, the big one, the 6-inch, and I've got the Funko Pop. And the thing is like I literally checked. It's great. I went on Amazon and I looked for Black Series Cara Dune, and it is $400 or $497 or something. It's like $400 or $500 right now. And when you click on it, it says you've purchased this already, and then you can click on view your order.
Yeah.
So I clicked on view order. It was $29.99.
Yeah, there you go.
And I was showing my wife. I'm like, look, here's my previous order of $29.99. Here's what it is now. It's like $500. And I'm like, are you guys insane? I'm not
Dude, why play the stock market? Play the action figure market, man.
It's probably the first time the Star Wars toys have actually been worth it for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody bought. Dude, you could go right now. Like, we still have Toys R Us open. You're in the States, right?
I'm in Canada.
Oh, you're in Canada?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, BC.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. You mentioned that once. Yes. Okay, so we're all in Canada. So our Toys R Us is I can go to Toys R Us right now and get, well, maybe not right now, but I can go to Toys R Us and I can get Rogue One figures. I can still get Rogue One figures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not selling.
They're not selling. Even though Rogue One was really good, it's I can get unless it's a couple of Last Jedi characters where it might be a little hard to find a specific person. I can't think of someone right off the top of my head, but maybe 1 or 2 characters you can't get.
I bought all the Last Jedi vehicles though.
Oh yeah.
Even though I hate that movie.
When I was a kid, I remember around 2012. Oh my god, I sound young, but I started collecting Star Wars figures all the time when I was that age, and it was really hard to find the main characters. Now you can find them everywhere.
Yeah, that was a weird time because it's Star Wars is weird. If you can't go and buy a Luke and a Han and a Leia and a Chewie, that's very weird to me.
Mm.
And they started making these harder figures to find, or these chase figures or short packing stuff. And it's really, why are you doing that? I don't understand the reason. You can even for Marvel Legends, I don't know if you guys get some. Sean, do you ever get any Marvel Legends or not really?
No, I gave up on that.
You gave up
It's,
on it.
If you want a specific character, you're kind of screwed. So
Yeah. That's what I've heard too.
The Abomination of Marvel Select is beautiful looking.
I have it. Abomination. Yeah, he's
There-
up there. He's
Hell
up
yeah.
there.
All that stuff is overpriced, though. Like we had this conversation before, J-Man. But
Yeah, I know. We did a big thing.
it's
on
like
that.
just because Marvel's big. Just families trying to buy for their kids for like birthdays and Christmas. It's like super expensive.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh.
a figure shouldn't be $70, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
That was the big problem. Kids can't get, and now there's some kid versions of ones which I can show you somewhere. Like,
But they're so cheap. They have like no articulation.
They have no articulation. Yeah, I've got a few.
You mean the big figs or the small?
The big ones.
Well,
The
for
big
me, at
ones
least
are
the little
shite.
ones.
Okay, so
Yeah.
here's like an example of a bigger one for Yoda. Right, so this Yoda looks pretty good. He's got a little bit of articulate. He's basically like a 5-point articulation, but big.
Yeah.
But that's not even the one I'm talking about. There's worse ones than that, which I know I have some around here. If I can get around my
The ones that are those really like long boxes.
Yes, yeah, and
Yeah.
I can show you what they look like here.
Yeah, I got one for like Christmas a few years ago, and
Yeah,
I was like,
I got a bunch just like from the Dollarama. Yeah.
So
No, he looks cool.
Yeah.
he can only do.
He looks like but it's 5 POA, right?
Yeah, you can do this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I always much preferred getting smaller Star Wars toys, especially because I loved using the vehicles.
Yeah.
That was the
You
thing
don't
about
even
Star
make
Wars.
vehicles anymore.
Yeah,
Like there's that one Star
Ooh, the splits.
Wars fleet or whatever, which are like the
Mhm.
smaller ones.
oh yeah,
But for Last Jedi, or not Last Jedi, for Rise of Skywalker, they didn't make any vehicles or play sets for that.
yeah. I
Well,
mean,
that was
I remember when Solo came out. It was like the Millennium Falcon toy was just lame. It was
cheap,
just
yeah.
yeah.
It was very cheap. That was not a great. Yeah, and the actual man, the Millennium Falcon. How hard is that to do? Like you got like you
They
can
made
almost.
a million of those.
They made a million of them.
Just
and
take
I
a
mean-
remold, and do it. Yeah.
And do another one.
Yeah.
I had.
Do you got?
Sorry, go on.
Go ahead, Skeptic.
Oh, now my mouth is burning. All right. So I remember I had the giant Millennium Falcon from like the vintage collection, like
Vintage,
2012 or something like that. That was amazing. I've always wanted the old 70s one though. How about you guys?
Sean has it.
Mhm.
I had it.
I don't have it.
Oh, you
I
don't have it?
this. No, I don't know.
Why
I
do you
have
have
the
that one?
I have almost everything else, but I don't have that. Yeah.
Mhm.
The only one I have is what everybody has, and you know what it is? It's the twin, the twin cloud car.
Everyone
Yeah,
has that.
yeah.
Everyone has
Wow.
I've got that one.
Yeah.
But I
have
love.
it boxed. Yeah.
I have it boxed as well, but
Yeah.
mine is not sealed. Now, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, that vintage collection, Millennium Falcon was issued as those Disney World one. It was it was just with new packaging. It's the same mold, but they charged like through the nose for it, right?
Well, I bought mine for like $250 or something at the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's. I mean, I got Fortress Maximus. I think I paid like $250 for him, and he's
Yeah, that was the big one.
He's enormous. Like I didn't open him, but you transform that guy. It's like
Yeah.
it's like
It's like a small child. Yeah.
My favorite was when I was with you guys and Sean bought Zartan and all the dreadnoughts and vehicles and stuff. It was in a
that
bag,
was like $200 back then. Yeah.
and I was
I've
like,
sold them
"Holy
since,
crap!"
but, yeah.
Like
I shouldn't have
thinking
done that.
back as a kid collecting those things in the '80s, you couldn't even get Zartan. Like it was like if a kid had Zartan, you went to his house and play and brought your dreadnoughts and played with Zartan because he was a male figure, wasn't he? Like he had to mail away together.
He's mail away, and then he was carded. But the problem was they kept reissuing those, and so a lot of those went out of print really quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
My first G.I. Joe figure was Torch.
Torch.
I still have them. I bought them the same day I went to Bomb Beach. Did you guys ever go to Bomb Beach?
My cousin has a cottage there.
Oh, awesome. So I went to Bomb Beach and I bought I bought the Godzilla toy that I still have.
Yeah.
I bought Torch. I bought 2 or 3 Mad magazines, whatever. It was like it was the one with the it was like a thicker one, and then I
Yeah.
got a bag of Ninja Men. You know Army Men?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you know that they made Ninja Men like that?
That's
No.
Bag?
hilarious.
I didn't know.
Oh,
You showed
dude,
them
I've
to
got
me.
That doesn't
Yeah.
even
Oh,
make
dude.
sense.
It's so awesome. So you could buy Army Men. So I bought a bag of Army Men and a bag of Ninja Men, and had the Army fight Ninja. It was
Oh, that's
sick.
awesome.
Yeah, and check this out. I took my Army Men and I bloodied them up. So like I'd cut off their arms and put like blood. And I
Mhm.
had one Army Man where I sliced him like this, so he was coming apart. So then I had the ninja like cutting him. And dude, I was like a killer kid. Like I was
Yeah.
doing some cool
You were
shit.
Sid.
Oh man.
Like I wasn't just. And then I had the Army Man fight my Godzilla. What's the
Yeah.
Shogun Warriors? The Shogun Warriors Godzilla, which is right up there.
I
Yeah.
totally get that.
You're gonna get the Shogun Warriors Skeletor?
They're doing one?
Yeah, there's I don't know if it's out or coming out,
Let's
but
take a
it's
look at
it's
'em.
to scale with the Shogun Warriors, and it's and he shoots missiles and stuff. Yeah, now
Oh,
you're gonna
you
look
know
it up,
what?
eh?
Is that what that is? I didn't understand what that was. Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, okay.
I was yeah, no, I'm not getting that. He doesn't look very cool to me. Yes, but I remember I saw this. I didn't know what it was. But yeah, it looks like Shogun Warriors. Yeah, no, I'm gonna say no to that one because it's probably super expensive and I don't care that much.
Well, you have all the reissues, right? The He-Man reissue, like the not
Oh
everything.
no, I don't have He-Man. I don't have Skeletor. I have Battle Armor He-Man and Battle Armor Skeletor, but I don't have He-Man or Skeletor or Tila or Evelyn or who else. I got Clamp Champ, Man at Arms, Battle Armor He-Man, Roboto, Merman. Merman's right here.
Merman and Barnacle Boy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Merman is pretty good. Did you guys get this? I know people were kind of on it, but I thought it was pretty neat.
Oh
The 25th
yeah.
anniversaries, or
It looks like Colossus. Who's that?
It's
It's
Destro
Oh,
from G.I. Joe.
You know what? For some reason, when he came out with the gold helmet and chariot, I just went to that Destro. I never went back to silver.
yeah, the Iron Grenadiers.
don't-
The Iron
I
Grenadier.
didn't like that Destro.
No,
Yeah, I was so used to that other classic Destro. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know why they redesigned him here.
I don't
didn't
know.
like-
Like the gold helmet, I was like, he went from silver to gold, man. He leveled up. So I don't
The
know.
figure looked cool. The cartoon character didn't.
Yeah.
it went from
know.
suck to blow.
But he
I
had
feel
like a
like they're-
copter called the Despoiler or something. It was
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
he
I
had the
felt as though they
chariot.
were trying to cheat me. Like I just felt like I'm like, I see what you're doing. You're trying to pretend that it's gold. It's like I'm not buying into that. It's like I like the silver one.
Well, how pumped were you guys when you got your Serpentor? Like,
I don't like Serpentor. I never had him.
no?
Serpentor, like his miniseries is awesome, but
I just couldn't stand him. I'm Cobra Commander for life.
for life.
It's like Serpentor came in, and I was like, "F you, you piece of trash! You're nothing. How dare you speak to Cobra Commander?" And I'm not lying. I did have the figure, but I didn't have the cycle. I did have the figure, but it was given to me by somebody.
I had the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't. I hate Serpentor.
All right. This is the $1 million question, guys. Cobra Commander, hood or helmet?
I kind of like the hood.
Yeah, the Hood was always my Cobra Commander when I drew him as a kid.
Yeah, because that was the easy one to draw.
I guess because you just do it's a ghost on a freaking body, right?
For me, it was helmet.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Steve, you bought me the. This is the one that
hood.
this is the one that Steve bought me.
Yeah, the Hood.
And I think why I like this to me, it feels scarier. Also, it makes him look different than the soldiers.
Yes. 'Cause I thought the one like regular soldier figure that had that helmet was Cobra Commander's figure for a long because like a friend of mine had him and I played it with him as Cobra Commander. But yeah.
Yeah. I think this is I'll zoom it. This is a very good bust. I'm gonna zoom in on this one. You guys can see. Like that just seems a lot scarier to me. Because there's a human underneath and you can't tell what his motivations are.
Yeah.
The shield makes him seem like a robot or something.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Do you remember the armored one? He had this silverish armor.
Yeah, that was the DIC one. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like that one. I know I don't like the Cobra Command. I don't like the Destro redo or whatever, but I like the Cobra Commander one because you could still see his eyes, but it's more
Yeah.
helmety. But hooded is still my favorite.
Yeah.
I thought he looked cool in the second G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the shield face, right?
The shield
Yeah,
one.
that was the
Yeah.
shield one.
I mean, again, this is one of these times where Sean has said this before, and it's like, how did you guys ruin this concept of having a terrorist organization? Like,
We deal with this all the time.
this
and
is where
all wear hoods in real life.
Yeah,
so
they
what
actually wear
happened here?
hoods. You could actually be Cobra Commander.
We think the hoods are cheesy. You think they're cheesy when you watch the news? Like, what?
Yeah.
Have you seen the news? What are you doing?
Yeah,
I was looking. He looks like a KKK member.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. That's
yeah. He's evil, so
he's evil. So let's have him. Like, I mean, I'm okay with that. Those hoods are scary, and it's like he's a scary person. The helmet looks almost too cool to be scared of. That was my thing. I'm like, wow, he looks pretty badass. And it's like, it's not a scary villain. Like, if I was doing G.I. Joe right now, I would definitely do that. Exactly that Cobra Commander. Dark blue hood with the symbol. That seems like, and also he just seems like that's an evil character. Like, you can tell immediately that he's an evil character.
Well, what's sad is that the original concept, like in the comics, was a perfect. It was way ahead of its time because if you read it now, you'd be like, if they did a reboot, it would be this. It's like he's a used car salesman that the American dream doesn't work for him, and so he creates this small unit of a few people that grows into this army over time, and he commands them right as Cobra Commander. That was the idea from Larry Hama. Yeah. And that seems like something if someone were, with the way writers are today, that's what they would do but that was what it was, right? It wasn't the way it was in the cartoon, of course. He came from like Cobra Law and all that crap, right?
Oh, I hated that.
I never liked that, but
Cobra
the movie is
like
awesome.
A chorus.
Yeah.
It's like a chorus, like it's a frigging, it's a Vienna Boys choir, except it's Cobra. It's a Cobra choir. Cobra Law.
It's like Shangri-La, but Cobra Law. But the movie is great for all the G.I. Joe stuff, but all the Cobra stuff is stupid. Yeah.
I still had to figure out. I had what's his name? Gold, the one voiced by Burgess Meredith.
Globulus. Yeah.
Globulus, whatever. I had him. Like I had to snake him as I still. But
you couldn't even bend that snake part. It was
you couldn't bend that snake
part. You can't stand him up or anything.
No, he was like you couldn't do anything with him, right? I watched the movie not that long ago, and God, it's awful. Like that Cobra Law stuff is so bad. I don't know.
For Star Wars figures, this came up last night. I was watching Echo Base. Echo Base had Michael on from Retro Blasting.
Yep, I saw it too.
Oh, you watched? Okay, did you watch all 5.5 hours? Because
I watched the last 3 hours.
Oh wow, I was because I was actually Clobbering Times. The problem is that Clobbering Times was on Geeks and Gamers chat, and I went on Geeks and Gamers chat for just a little bit, and then he hopped on to our stream, and then he hopped on to Echo Base, and I hopped on to Echo Base, and I was there with him on Echo Base, and then he did his stream, and then I went to his stream. So it was I was like, this is crazy. We're like literally on literally my entire day was with him yesterday. But yeah, no, they're talking about Star Wars with the carded figures, and literally, and Michael's like, that's coming off. Like they addressed this before. It's like eventually that glue is going to fail, and that's going to come off.
Yeah.
So would you still collect? Because I always collected the loose figures for vintage, and Sean, you collect the loose figures, right?
Loose, yeah.
I mean, did you? I never even thought of that as a thing.
No, I've considered getting like carded guys, but as you say, yes, the glue will fail eventually.
Yeah, so it's like that's going to be uncarded pretty soon. And I remember seeing one. It may have been. It was a Superpowers where I had it, and I don't remember who it is. I think it was one of the you gave me a Dark Side, right, Sean?
Yes.
Dark Side like toy.
Yeah, I have 2 dark side.
Superpowers.
I have 2 carded dark
Huh.
sides.
Wait,
From
did you guys know
superpowers.
each other in person?
Yeah, we're friends, the 3 of us.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve and I go way back, like 20 years.
Oh wow.
Sean
Yeah.
and I, it's been in at least 15,
It's
right?
20
I would
years.
think. 20 years too.
20
So that means Steve and I are even more.
Yeah, we're like 20. We're now 22. We
22.
started hanging out when the Matrix came out.
Oh
The
wow.
first
Okay.
one.
When did he
Okay.
start growing the beard?
Oh,
This past
just
year.
recently.
This is
Oh wow.
Just last year, yeah.
It looks
Yeah, the
great.
beard- The
this
beard
is
will
his
be
pandemic
gone.
beard.
Yeah, it'll be
Beard
gone
will
in
be
like a
gone?
month. It's like you guys are in June, right?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I have to renew my license, right? But I don't have any notices. I have to figure out how to do that.
I think mine's
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. You know what? You just go online and do it now. I think.
Yeah, but how's that? There's no picture then, right?
No, you may be able to do it. I tried to do it because mine came up last year. I couldn't do it online. I just never went in. So they've extended expiry dates on all driver's licenses. So
Oh, that's nice.
I know, but every so often you hear of cops like not getting the memo.
I hear
Yeah,
that
so-
they also nail them for the sticker because they
Yeah,
extended
and the sticker
and
too,
then
and
the
they
cops
told us
pulled
like you
them
don't have to
over.
do a sticker, and then the cops could pull you over for the sticker.
Yeah, but
so it's
like the other difference is that I don't drive crazy, so like the cops never pull me over.
I barely drive, but yeah, I don't know.
Oh
Anyway,
no, I'm a horrendous driver. I'm like 140 minimum. Like if I like
Going
that's my
on the
starting.
highway.
That's my starting speed. And then just go. It's like if someone's doing less than 130, I cannot stand them. I'm like, why are you driving on this highway? Anyway, so yeah, I'm bad. I got to make sure everything's up to date. But yeah, so the glue's coming off. So I had one of these ones. I think it's one of my dark sides. No, it's my Brainiac, I think, because I've got a lot of superpowers in the packaging. And oh yeah, and I think it's literally just come off. I'm like, this just came off.
Yeah.
What
do you do with that?
I literally like tried to tape it back just to keep it on. I don't care. I'm never gonna sell it.
I have 2 carded Secret Wars. It's Captain America and Iron Man,
Cool.
and
nice.
and they're yellow.
Yeah.
The plastic's yellow, so I don't touch them at all. I have a sealed Tower of Doom and a sealed the good guy base. I can't remember what it's called.
I don't
So
know
yeah,
what it's called.
and a sealed Captain America cycle from Secret Wars. Wow, I have a lot of Secret Wars crap.
Yeah.
I love Secret Wars.
You really love it.
Yeah.
I've got. Yeah, go ahead, Skeptic.
Oh, I was planning on buying the whole thing, but I started with the when they did their own like Secret Wars only a few years ago.
Yeah.
I got the first issue and I was gonna get all of them, but I didn't.
I don't think it was very good. Did you read? Did
I didn't like it myself. It was a very downer. Like the original Secret Wars was a fun adventure, and it was a
It was to sell
self-contained
toys,
story.
though,
It didn't branch off into a million other like one-shots, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Into it. There were some good shots, like some good like drawings in it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, Secret
Yeah, they
Wars
did a
1.
lot of. Pardon?
Secret Wars 1 was made to sell toys, right? Is that one of the?
Yeah,
made to
that's
sell
the
toys?
only reason why it was there, was to sell the toys. But the thing was, there's some characters that never made it to the toys. So, or some that weren't even in that story that were like Daredevil was a Secret Wars toy, but was never in the
Was
thing.
not in. Secret
No.
Wars.
Yeah.
what suit
Do
did
you
you
have-
have in Secret Wars?
What figures or comics?
No. What suit? Like, was he yellow or was he red by
He was
the?
He's
red.
red.
Okay.
He was only yellow for like the first 3, like maybe 4 or 5, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
not bad.
Well, actually, Stiltman's first appearance was number 8, I think, and I think that may have been the second red costume, which I could check very easily because I have all the
Yeah,
Daredevils.
it was issue 7 with Submariner was his first red.
was his first red, and then issue 8 is Stiltman, and he's
Yeah.
red. So,
Yeah.
I have. Do you have Secret Wars first appearance of the black costume, Sean? You have it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I thought about buying it one time. I saw it at a store.
Oh, I have we have it from like 100 years ago. I paid
Yeah.
nothing for it.
Yeah, those were nothing when we were kids.
Yeah, I literally and
Yeah.
the only thing I did is I put it in like in a top loader to keep it safe. But like other than that, like I
Yeah.
paid nothing
Wait.
for it.
Like you put it in your NES?
No. Top loaders is what you put comics in. Like
Oh, like the long boxes?
no,
No.
Oh, Jesus!
like where can I?
I'm
I
just
can go pull.
embarrassing myself.
I've got them in it's like this, but it's like it's you know when you put a baseball card into one
Yeah.
of those, it's like
It's
that, but
hard
you put a
plastic.
comic in it.
It's hard
Uh,
plastic.
I wasn't actually thinking you were putting it in your NES.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah, I
Um,
was
and I don't
like,
have a top.
yeah, I
We don't have
I-
a top loading. I had when I had NES, it was the little door that you lifted up and you
Yeah.
shoved it in.
Yeah. Did you like the Batman NES game?
Oh, for sure. I ended it
Yeah.
a bunch of times.
I
Have
never
you guys
played
seen?
it.
Sorry, go on.
I never played it.
Yeah, the
No.
original one,
never
right? The
played it?
Sunsoft one.
Not the original one. Yeah, the Sunshot Soft one.
Return
No.
of the Joker was awesome too.
Yeah,
Which
that was
one?
good
Oh,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Return of the Joker. That was the sequel.
Have you guys
Yeah.
seen
Batman
Mike
had a gun.
Matei do Batman NES without dying? The whole game,
Yeah.
No,
no
I
deaths.
haven't. No.
That was
No.
crazy.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was insane.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
how you
Now I
do
know
that.
it. Yeah.
yeah. Mike from formerly from Cinemassacre. Now he just does his own
And he
Twitch
beat
streams.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. What the hell?
Yeah,
That was crazy.
I mean,
Watching.
I don't even understand that. I know everyone makes fun of it, but like literally nobody understands that game. So
Like, yeah, no, I've tried it. I've tried even with like save states, and I couldn't even beat it. It was.
You know what it
ridiculous.
is you can't go past a certain spot. Like you have to get as far as you can as Jacko, because you can't pass that spot as Hyde. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
is that the trick of it or
That's
whatever?
the trick.
So
Was
if
that
you
on?
die like at the beginning, you're screwed. And there's
Yeah.
like there's no continues. Well, I think there is a continue, isn't there? Wait, is there? I don't know. I think it just goes to the title screen.
Someone told me that there was no continues because I think that was part of James Rolfe's problem was like, oh, there's no continues. You just go back to the. I think you
Yeah.
get one life, no continues.
Hey, that's like real life.
Yeah.
There's one life, no continues.
Maybe that's
Well,
what
that
the
was like
developers were getting at.
that was that big Contra. Everyone loved Contra, but I hate
Yeah.
one-shot deaths. Like you could get hit in the foot and die. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
Mike Matei did Contra, no death.
That's insane, man.
Oh.
Is there no more Nerd? I stopped watching it a while ago, but is he
No,
done?
he's around. Yeah.
No, he did Mortal Kombat, and
Yeah.
he
He still
reviewed
does videos. He just Mike Matei doesn't do videos with him.
Mike
Oh,
Matei's
okay.
on Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I follow him on Twitch, and then he'll and then a lot of those get uploaded to YouTube, so you can just go to YouTube and
See,
watch them.
I think he got in with these Hack the Movie guys, and they were doing a lot, like they were helping him produce videos and stuff, and they come in from time to time on his channel, I think, right?
Who on Cinemassacre?
Yeah,
On
Cinemassacre. I don't know if they're still there or not. Like I know they're under Hack the Movies or Hack the
Oh,
Movie
the
or whatever
neckbeard guys, right?
channel. Yeah, I can't remember their names.
I never
I-
got into the movie review stuff with him.
I watched a few here and there, but I couldn't get into it either. But I think
Yeah,
losing
they're too
Mike.
twirly about them. They're too like cool for school. It's like
Yeah.
I mean, I know you like this stuff. Shut up. It's like
Yeah.
like oh, we're being all cool and stuff, and why this is kind of cheesy. It's like you love it. That's why you're making a video on it. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
I agree.
I hate
agree.
that kind of thing. Look, it's like if I'm making a video on it, I love the thing. It's like
Or I hate it so much, and I'm in the rant community of 2009.
yeah, it's like I'm just pissed off. Well, I think losing Mike Matei was a big loss.
He made that channel.
Yeah. His
Like,
enthusiasm was incredible, and his movie collection. I don't know if anyone remembers seeing it, but the stuff he had was like insane.
Yeah.
He had some of the really old horror stuff. Like I was like, holy shit! I didn't realize anyone watched this.
When he talked about stuff, like him and that other dude, I can't remember his name, talked about games and stuff,
Ryan?
and it was like the real talk. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked his stuff with Ryan. When they did the Batman VR stuff, that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
yeah, but like the Batman VR stuff, I was looking into it, and they still didn't do it. Like, if you're going to do Batman VR, I should be able to get the feeling I'm in the Batmobile, and they weren't able to replicate that experience. Because I remember like Mike was there, and he's like, "Oh my god, am I going to get to drive the Batmobile?" And then he kind of didn't. He's kind of like, well, that sucks. I want
What's the
now. I
point?
want to drive the Batmobile. Like, what the hell,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
I
I
wanna-
think those guys really made that channel, and like they were like really enthusiastic and stuff. And I think Mike is he married to or dating that Aaron?
I don't know
Aaron
if they're
plays?
married or dating. I know they live with each other, but
They for sure they
Dating.
do, because I watched some of her stuff too, and she was playing some game, and you could literally hear Mike swearing in the background, and she's like,
What?
that's Mike doing a live stream on Twitch right now. He's like,
Have you seen-
motherfucker.
Have you seen the videos where it's like Mike's like top 10 blow-ups or something playing video games?
I mean, there's one every time. I was watching Turtles 3 just today. He dropped that today, and it's like he was all normal. He's like, yeah, Turtles, and he's fighting, he's like jumping around and all that. And he's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I saw some of that. Yeah, the Turtles 3. Yeah,
That just dropped today. I was
he's
like,
mega
let me pull
mad.
that.
Yeah,
I think he's the real angry nerd, man, to be honest with
Yeah.
yeah.
you.
Well, I mean, I think the AVGN character was just, I think it was just him slightly exaggerated on the first like few episodes,
Yeah.
and he like actually made a character out of it.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
got to have mellowed. He has like 2 daughters or 3 daughters or something. He's got to
Yeah.
have mellowed, and now he has to force it. He's like, motherfucker.
Yeah, it doesn't feel
You know.
right now.
No,
Yeah.
I agree. The best one was the Power Glove one. I literally like cried with laughter. That one, and
Yeah.
the weird one with the CD-ROM game where like it wasn't really a game. Like plumbers don't wear ties.
Yeah,
that
it's
was
plumbers don't wear
hilarious.
ties.
And Superman N64,
Yeah.
which J-Man you had. Didn't
I
you have
had it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had it.
No, we used to go through the rings and stuff. I was like, and I turned to James like, is that the game? Because I didn't have the N64. It's like, is
Yeah.
this it? And
It's a lot
it's
of
like,
fun.
what?
It was a lot of. I wouldn't go through the rings, and I would just fly. I would literally put that game in and just fly around, and then I get tired of flying around and stop.
Yeah.
And that's what I do with Hulk.
Didn't they
Yeah.
have a
like the
tutorial
Hulk game.
level
Yeah, me too.
in that Superman 64 game where like he's saving people and he's saving like a
Yeah.
thing that's about to fall, and I'm like, this is awesome. And then it got to the ring part, and I was like, what is this? It's like you can't beat it. It's like this time
Yeah.
trial. It's like,
Yeah, it's a time trial. But the Hulk
Yeah.
game was cool because you could pick any version of Hulk you wanted. So I would just pick Gray Hulk,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then you could smash cars, and you don't even have to do the mission. You just jump around the city smashing crap, and you're like, this is
Wait,
cool.
Which Hulk game are you talking about? Are you talking about the old one from the early 2000s? Or are you talking about the
What system would it have? It was probably Xbox 360 or Xbox.
Xbox 360?
Xbox?
Oh yeah, the one based off the
Incredible Hulk,
2009 movie.
The
2000.
movie, it was the Ang Lee Hulk.
No, the next
Um,
one.
No.
No?
I know what you're talking about. So J-Man's actually talked about Ultimate Destruction, which
Oh.
was tied to the movie.
Is that what you're talking about?
That one's
Oh, I know
great.
that. Yeah.
I guess
And
so,
then,
yeah.
but Septic's right too. Like the Incredible Hulk one off Edward Norton. I have that game still for computer PC.
Yeah.
That is the same game. It's just a little bit more tied into the movie, right? So
Well, the
you fight
Ang
the
Lee-
Abomination stuff.
They had a Hulk game when the Ang Lee one came out. I don't think it was really tied to the Ang Lee thing, but it was on Xbox, and it begins with you're at a gas station or something, and you're fighting guys.
Yeah.
The ultimate destruction one. That's the one where you can make the cars into like
Yeah.
gloves.
Into boxing
Yeah.
gloves, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that
game
was the
was
one I
best.
liked.
That and Spider-Man 2. I remember Spider-Man 2. I remember phoning J-Man up, and I'm like, I'm going to punch Alfred Molina in the face for real, man. It's Doc Ock. When I beat him, I think the game glitched because Doc Ock, you could not beat him. You
Yeah.
could not beat him.
Oh
I
yeah.
beat him.
And
It
J-Man's like,
it
I
was very
know,
hard.
he's such a bastard. Right?
Oh yeah. I pretty much gave up on the game at that point. Jeez.
I beat him. I beat him.
Yeah, I beat him. It was tough though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like after he's one of the guys after you beat him, you never play that. You never get back to him. You never play the game up to that point again because there's just no way.
What about the PS4? Is it PS4 or PS5 Spider-Man? We're behind
on
PS4,
game.
but yeah.
PS4.
It's great. It's like honestly like one of the best superhero games I've ever played. I love it. Like it's debatable to me like if I love it more than the PS1 game because I have a serious soft spot for those two. But it's like probably my favorite, like outside of the comics, of course, my favorite iteration of Spider-Man.
Yeah, that game was pretty cool. I bought I got the Rhino from that
Mhm.
game, the big statue of it. It's up there. It's like it was like
Yeah.
I swear it's this big, and it was like $20 at EB
Yeah.
Games or whatever. I'm like, okay, like
I think this says something already. Doc Ock's like relationship with Peter is like way better than Spider-Man 2, and that's saying something, right?
like in the
Mhm.
game, yeah.
Yeah, it's way better because it's so much more time to develop and stuff.
Yeah, it's tough with movies. That's why you can't get too upset because, like, you've got 2 hours to try to tell
Yeah.
this story. You got to trim the fat
Oh
and
yeah.
get to it. And I think that's the Falcon Winter Soldier failed on that, where it was like you should have just made it a 4 episode miniseries then,
Yeah.
and that's it. Like making it 6 episodes where 2 of them are throwaway, or you have 1 episode dedicated to the villain to see why she's upset, so we can be upset with her. That's how you do gray stories. Like if you want to tell a
Mhm.
story where there's no right or wrong, it's everyone's character's perspective. That's what television is made to do. Television is made for you to do it that way. That's why you have something like Star Trek where you could develop a character and it's like, okay, you see their point of view. And a 6 episode miniseries is definitely enough time to develop these characters so that we can feel something for them. But they don't. They just go for surface level stuff. Oh, she's fighting against, the government. Okay. Am I supposed to care about that? Well, yeah, because don't you hate the government? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't know. And it's like, well, see, no, I don't identify with. It's like I don't want to kill people. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, and I don't want to kill people who want their house back. Like, you've made me sympathize with the people that were blipped away, not the people that who took over their stuff afterwards. Like, that's the failings of it, right?
Yeah. If you're going to do a gray story, like MCU has really not shown a capability of telling gray stories.
Yeah.
Like
And
they
that's
failed in Civil War, they failed in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like they just don't have that capability.
too
To
much
me,
comedy.
yeah, it's tough to do, right? Like
It's
Yeah.
tough.
it's a fine line, but
Yeah, that's
like
the biggest problem with Homecoming and Far From Home. But, sorry, go on.
no, and well, far from home. The whole
The
thing was
teen stuff is garbage.
yeah, the teen stuff is garbage. It doesn't fit because if you know Spider-Man from the comics, that stuff just didn't happen. Like he didn't
Yeah.
go around and like take his mask off all the time, right? And like Ned Leeds knows his secret identity. I cringed when I saw that.
Yeah.
Like it's bad. Like
The teen drama stuff just feels like Disney Channel.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
It didn't fit. Yeah.
yeah.
There was
I
a
agree with
Disney
that.
Channel star on it.
The one thing about the movies though and the MCU Spider-Man is they've had great villains. Michael Keaton as Vulture
Oh,
was
yeah.
great.
Yeah, he's at
and
best.
Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. Who would have thought we
Was
would have
awesome.
gotten
Oh yeah.
frigging
Yeah.
live action Mysterio? That's great.
We need that director to do Craven because he loves Craven. He wants to do it so badly.
I would love to see what he does with Craven. Craven's a great character. Now that I've read the comics, I'm like, I really appreciate Craven as a character. So
I haven't read it yet, but I've just heard he's a really good character.
he is.
Yeah,
He's an
Craven
awesome-
the Hunter is a great character, and obviously everyone talks about Craven's Last Hunt, which you can. The guy who wrote that is JMD Mateus, and he's on Facebook, and I'm friends with him on Facebook, and not following him on Facebook, I'm legitimately friends. Like he'll he'll message you back. Like I'll message him and be like, "Wow, Craven's Last Hunt was awesome." But I was talking to him about the Vulture storyline from Spectacular Spider-Man,
Yeah.
where Vulture's dying of cancer. And it's like literally the title is like the Vulture's dying and he's taking everyone with him. And it's just literally like he has cancer, so he's going around and he's like, anyone who's ever wronged me, I'm killing them. And but he wronged Aunt May, so he's trying to make amends to Aunt May and get Aunt May to forgive him. So
That's
it's
right.
he's not only he's going around killing anyone who's wronged him, but anyone who he's wronged, he's trying to like help. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah, you can't be mad at Aunt May.
Oh yeah, no, and he really messed her over because what was her boyfriend's name?
Nathan.
Nathan. And Vulture inadvertently got him killed or whatever.
Yeah. Well, he didn't. Well, the one I watched, maybe it was Spectacular, but amazing. He was holed up in the old age home, and he was committing robberies. He didn't kill. He just put him in danger. Like he
put him
was
in danger.
Yeah.
So they show that, and then he's like, "Oh, I put him in," and he was friends with them.
Yes.
Like, Vulture liked Nathan,
Yeah.
and he put him in danger, and Nathan got killed. So he was upset. So he goes to Aunt May and asks her for forgiveness for Nathan's death. And you're like, I can't. And Aunt May, best Aunt May, she was like, no. She's like, you don't get to come in here and say, oh, you feel all bad. It's like, I have to live with this crap, and it's like, you always keep doing this. And I'm like, I can't believe it. This is like she's telling the Vulture off. That was a sick story. So I emailed JMD Mateus. I was like, dude, this is like, I know everyone talks about Last Hunt or Craven's Last Hunt. I'm like, but this is like crazy good. And he's like, oh, thanks so much. And I'm like, oh my God, he's like responding back to me. And it's like, yeah,
Nobody ever talks about that one, I guess.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about Craven's Last Hunt. And it is awesome.
Yeah,
it's for sure awesome. And I've got a little tribute to Craven's Last Hunt. I'll show it to you. I got my little Craven's Last Hunt tribute, which is right here.
Nice.
There's the Rhino statue.
That's awesome, man.
So I've got him on his knees or whatever. So that's my little Craven's Last Hunt. And yes, I support Nicolas Cage.
Bring back Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider.
Bring back Nicolas Cage as an actor.
Yeah.
Did anybody watch Willy's Wonderland? That looks like a disaster.
No.
I haven't even heard of that.
Oh, it's a disaster. I watched the Half in the Bag Red Letter Media review, and they're just like, yeah, this is a bit of a disaster. It's supposed to be silly and stupid, but it's like nobody.
I'll check out the Red Letter Media.
Red Letter Media is awesome, yeah.
Yeah. Well, next.
Go ahead, Steve.
This month, I don't know if anyone's seen the trailers, but Wrath of Man looks decent. That's Jason Statham.
Oh, okay.
Basically, it looks like he's on. He's a bank. He's an armored guard, but he wants to be robbed because he's looking for people who killed, I don't know if it's his girlfriend or someone, and they were bank robbers, and he doesn't know who they are. So he's like trying to get all these robberies on his armored cars to find out to find them, to take them out.
Right. That looks pretty cool. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, and then of course Spiral's out this month.
What's Spiral again?
That's Chris Rock, Saw.
It's Jigsaw. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I didn't even know that was coming out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Spiral. Yes. Okay.
Chris Rock and Saw. Who would have thought?
Oh my God. Well, I'm just gonna buy that, of course.
Yeah.
Because I just have to buy it if it's Saw related, so I have to buy Saw. Hey Sean, did you get the Mark Grunwald Squadron Supreme with his ashes in the ink? Do you know about this?
Yeah, I know about it. No, but I didn't get that.
Oh my God, no, I don't have. I'd love to get that because I'm just dying over this U.S. agent stuff. But like, yeah. So, and I was good because I have the Saw poster. Did you get the Saw poster with the blood?
You bought it.
I have it.
I got it I bought it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What a cool person I am.
Yeah.
So check this out. So the Saw movies, the actor who plays Jigsaw, he gave his blood and they mixed it with red ink and they printed posters with his blood in it.
Oh,
so I've got 2 of those posters with his actual blood mixed.
Oh my God.
Ink. And then so Sean, you got one, and Steve, you guys both have one.
Yeah.
And then that reminded me of Mark Grunwald, who is a comic book writer. He created US Agent and Flag Smasher and all that stuff. Crossbones? Did he create Crossbones? Maybe. I think he created Crossbones too. When he died, his ashes were mixed into an ink to print off a comic book, and they printed off I don't know how many comic books, and so his ashes are mixed in with the ink on some of these. And I was thinking of getting. I really want to get that one. It's not as expensive as you might think it would be. It might only be like a couple $100 or something, which I mean, for having the guy's ashes in it is pretty good.
I was hoping 5.
5 what?
5.
500?
$5.
Oh, 5. Oh, yeah. Yeah, are you? This is 7. This is going to be $7 Canadian soon. And that's a regular issue.
Do you know who's playing Chris Rock's father in Spiral?
No.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh my God, that is great.
He's in everything.
How are these people in a Saw movie? And this is Saw part.
idea.
This is part 11. No. Hold on.
Wait,
This
is there
is
a new
part
Saw
9.
movie coming out?
Yeah, Spiral.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I have my ads blocked on YouTube, so I don't see this stuff.
Oh, it's like so. It's the 9th movie, I think, right? Or
Yes,
wait,
it's the 9th movie.
the 9th
Is
movie.
it?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because the
can't
first
believe-
6, then
man.
7, then 8. Yeah, this is the 9th movie.
I can't believe they did it, man. And they
I
got
can't-
Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson to be in
Well,
it.
Chris Rock produced it. Like he wanted, he was a fan, and he was like, "Let me take a crack at this, right? You know, like you're saying, as a dormant franchise, let me reframe it." Like he did. It's not a reboot. It's just sort of a soft pivot to a new concept of some sort. I don't
Yeah.
know,
Is
But
Jigsaw in it?
No.
but I'm
Oh.
sure there'll be some sort of like surprise thing at the end where he's back or something.
Oh,
So
it's
they
called
show his
Spiral from the
picture.
Book of Saw.
So they
Yeah.
show his picture. There is a character with a pig's head. It's a different pig's head. It looks more. It actually looks like a higher budgeted pig's head for some reason. But the director is Darren Lynn Boseman, the guy who started and saw, I think it was 2, and he went 2, 3, 4.
We
And
met
also
him.
Yeah.
Did we not?
Well,
did we not meet him?
I don't know. I didn't meet him. He did Repo, the genetic opera, which was number.
Yeah, he was on a show. Did we not go meet him at that? That was a fan expo. Have you ever gone to fan expo? Skeptic.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was just reading something. Yeah, I haven't been to a fan expo, but I've been to a Comic Con like multiple times, and it was great. I had some great experiences there with people.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that guy was there. But yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I was so close to going when Stan Lee was there.
You couldn't get near him.
We couldn't get near him.
No.
We were there. Sean, were you there with us or no?
No.
No. You and
Steve
I walked
went.
over, and the guy was just like, "Yeah, forget it."
Forget it. Yeah, no. So we were there, and you had to firstly. There was like multiple tickets. You couldn't just go get in line. You had to buy a ticket. Now let's bring Marco in. Hey, Marco, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Let's see what this does. This look better? That looks better.
Got back from
Yes.
seeing the Demon Slayer movie.
Oh, you and 400 million other people or whatever. Like everybody saw that movie. It beat Spirited Away,
wow.
which is crazy.
I know.
to think
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
don't think it's. Let's face it, it ain't better than Spirited Away. But it's just like such a phenomenon. It's like people are dying. And my wife read all of Demon. She's caught up on Demon Slayer, and she's like,
Oh.
"Yeah, I really like Demon Slayer." But like, is it really like? She's like, "I don't know." Like, 'cause she likes One Piece better. You know, she like it's just funny because it's like she loves all these other ones a little bit more. She also likes Urasawa. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He did 20th Century Boys, which is a really weird manga.
Yeah.
So and his current one. I don't know what his current one is called, but I just ordered it. For. I don't remember the name of it now. But anyways, yeah. So how was Demon Slayer? Was it good?
Oh, it was great. There was a lot of action. There was a lot of styles and stuff, and there were some pretty heartbreaking moments, like Ken Goku's death. It was pretty heartbreaking. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen or read any Demon Slayer. My wife, I got her into manga, and then she like blasted off, and like I started her out with like Lone Wolf and Cub and like Dragon Ball and Death Note, the generic ones everyone always talks about, and then we watched Akira, of course, and Studio Ghibli.
Well,
I
remember
that kind of stuff.
I remember the first Studio Ghibli film that I saw when I was very young was Ponyo.
Yeah.
And my very first anime that I watched when I was a kid, back when I was like 10 years old, that I didn't know what anime is, was Pokemon. Keep in mind, I was watching the black and white generation, just so you know.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a black and white version of a movie.
Oh God, no! As in like the black and white series, like Gen 5.
Yeah. No, of course.
Yeah, I mean honestly, and then the anime that got
Right
got me hooked in general was Attack on Titan. My God, like God, by watching all these shonen animes, it makes me really want to watch like the most popular ones. For example, like Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece. I am considering watching those, but just so you know, I haven't finished yet Jujutsu Kaisen. I haven't finished yet Fire Force. I am planning to see the ending of Promised Neverland season 2 as of yet, but I have a lot of lists in my head. I'm like, oh my god, which anime do I need to watch next?
You can catch up like my wife is she's all caught up on Jujutsu Kaisen. I ordered that for it. I basically she's not watching, I don't think, right now. I basically buy her everything like in advance, so I know all the manga that she likes. So I literally have 5 here. Hold on, let me see which ones I've got.
God,
have you seen Basilisk, Marco?
I'm sorry, what? The Basil.
So these are the ones that I haven't given to her yet.
I'm sorry,
this
what?
is awesome. Doro Hetero.
Doro Hetero.
Yeah,
Doro,
it's so good.
oh wow.
What's this one? Oh, Vagabond.
Oh, Vagabond. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I haven't given her that yet.
Yes, the Demon Slayer. Yeah, actually, wait, hold on. I think I went to a New York Comic Con once, and I got like a sample of the different types of manga. Yes, the first cover to Jujutsu Kaisen. Hold
Okay,
on.
so
wait.
I haven't given her these yet, but she reads them on the app. So it's like $3 a month, man, and you have every single manga there. Like it's like a no-brainer. Hold on, put these back.
I don't think he's seen Basilisk.
Which one?
Basilisk.
Oh, dude,
I know.
You have to watch Basilisk or read it. It's a very short one. Have you seen Basilisk? Did I show you Basilisk, Sean?
No.
It's hard. It's Shinobi Heart Under Blade. Did you watch that movie?
I don't know.
With the clans.
It sounds familiar.
It's the two clans fighting each other, and the one guy has like.
Was it live action or no?
This is the live action one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I saw the live action one. Yeah.
Okay, so that's based on anime, which is based on a manga, which is based on a novel, and I actually read the novel and the manga, and saw the anime, and saw the movie, and I have all of it.
Yeah, I think I have that movie on like a Region 3 disc.
Oh yeah. By the way, I actually got this from a New York Comic Con, I think, from the Viz Manga Sampler.
So is that a chapter of each of those? One chapter of each?
Yeah, one chapter of each of those. It even got like the first chapter of Demon Slayer.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Manga's, guys, like, let's face the facts, manga's killing it. Like, Demon Slayer outsold Batman. Oh, dude, I got that. Is that a mug?
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's not a mug. It's like a piggy bank. I actually got this in New York Comic Con gift box. I was like, oh, it's a mystery box. I wonder what's inside. I'm like, oh, cool, Colossal Titan.
How much money's in it?
None. It's sort of like a collectible of its own.
I have a mug. I have the mug. I have that as a mug.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got the mug of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, manga's killing it right now. Like they're doing so many good. Did you see that Justice League teamed up with Ruby? Have you guys seen that?
Oh
What?
no.
No, I have not.
Oh, dude, why don't you check that out? They did Ruby and Justice League together.
I've never watched Ruby, so
really?
Me neither have I. I think
Neither have I
I
I think my wife thought it was all right.
Oh, speaking of
wasn't bad.
superhero and manga collabs, I heard that there was a Marvel comic crossover where the Avengers fight Titans from Attack on Titan. There was like a manga. Yeah, no, that's true. Oh no, it's true, definitely.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Let me show you.
J-Man.
Yeah, go ahead.
As I said before, you know the one weakness for Superman, right?
What,
Kryptonite.
magic and kryptonite?
No,
Yeah.
There's 2 weaknesses.
the IRS.
Oh, the IRS, yes. He'll just fly away, and he won't.
He'll have no
He
hope.
doesn't care about his tax bill.
Yeah, he doesn't have. What does he care?
Superman is strong, but he has to have a home, man. You don't
So
think has Superman ever been homeless?
I don't
No.
think so. Unless you
Nah,
count
he's got-
Krypton. Did you guys know?
God, that is so. Wait, is that? Hold on.
It's not showing
This
up
is
great.
Batman. There's a Batman manga.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
It's hard to see that.
From the
Hold on.
60s, no?
Oh,
Yeah,
speaking of Batman and anime, yeah, I've seen like the Batman anime movie called Batman Ninja, where
I have it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you the synopsis. So Batman's trying to stop Gorilla Grodd from this earthquake machine. That earthquake machine causes Batman, Gorilla Grodd, and other Batman characters to go back in time in ancient Japan. It's so anime. God.
Yeah, I have it. You guys all have that, don't you?
Well,
I
You
don't
guys
have
buy that?
I watched it on HBO Max.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
we're
have
we're old school guys. We buy. You didn't buy that, Steve?
No.
Oh, okay. Did you get that one, Sean?
Bro, I just
No, I have to catch up on all the DC movies. They come out every 2 days, man.
So it's
Is
not. It's not one of those ones. It's a different one. So
But
they did
still a
Deathstroke one
DC
too. It's
animated
not
movie.
one of those DC direct. It's not Bruce Tim Burnett guys.
No, I know, but it's still a DC animated movie. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of stuff that aren't Bruce Tim and all that. Like
Yeah.
like that Deathstroke movie wasn't them. And,
I
Yeah,
bought
yeah.
Deathstroke.
yeah.
I bought the Deathstroke movie.
Oh,
So if you guys need any of those, I can lend them to you, because I have them all available for lending.
yeah.
So let me know if you need any. I literally have them all, and even the Lego ones too. But I own them all officially as well. So yeah, I didn't watch the Ninja Batman yet, but it looked pretty damn cool. I mean, it just
Yeah.
looks cool. It's just like a for fun. It's a for fun one. So yeah, Steve, you're right. It's not in that. It's not in that collection of movies, but Sean, you're also right in the sense that it's still a DC thing.
It's
so
a Batman movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Of
course.
which, like, I think there's 40 or something at this point. So
This entire
you're,
thing
not,
here is
I know.
you're not wrong about
Hey,
that.
man.
So
God,
Sean,
yeah.
Oh,
I was on top of them for a bit, and then I just got rolled over by the machine.
well,
It's too
I'm on
much.
top.
Sean, I know
God
Sean's
damn.
gripe to me has been that like they at least half of these DC animated movies are Batman only, right?
I
Like
know.
they
They're
don't.
mostly
Yeah.
Batman.
So if you're a Batman fan, you're well and
You're
truly
in like
screwed.
Flynn. Yeah.
But Batman is DC, right? Like,
Well,
I mean,
we remember a time when Superman was DC. So
exactly now it's Batman.
ever since Batman '89, his popularity has climbed and climbed and never looked back. Like
Yeah.
'89
Iron
was
Man
the
is
turning
Marvel.
point.
That wasn't a thing for our most.
Yeah,
Oh,
Batman
yeah.
80. Yeah, Batman 89, which causes the popularity of Michael Keaton's return in the Flash movie.
Yeah, now it's coming
Yeah.
full circle, right? So,
Yeah, it's coming
Yeah.
full circle of nostalgia.
I think
Am I right?
we're trying to. I think DC and MC or the MCU are trying to decide which movie they can make the bigger mess. Spider-Man 3 or Flash. I think it's a race right now.
They're fighting each other.
Jesus Christ.
They're like, who else can we get
crossovers
to
and
go into that movie?
it's the two most inept. It's like Sony and Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
Like who can out corporate themselves? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you guys ever hear that Kevin Smith was once pitched directing The Fly superhero movie with Chris Rock?
Yep.
Yep. Hey
Yeah.
Bell, how's it going? I saw you guys were on Truth. So I've been
Hey.
going back.
Hey,
between-
Bell.
The thing about Kevin Smith is he has his mouth runs like a faucet.
Yeah.
Like he
Right.
tells everyone everything.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know.
Every deal he's ever had, he has told everyone. Like, in one respect, it's great because you get to see behind the scenes. But never, if you have a business relationship with that guy, he
Oh,
does not.
brutal.
He does not keep anything quiet. Like,
Plus, he loves everything.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh yeah, I remember.
yeah.
So he was on the set of the old Justice League movie or whatever, and he said it was like, "Ooh, it was just amazing. It gave me a tear."
Yeah,
I know.
everything
I know.
makes him
Somebody's
cry.
talking.
Yeah.
Everything makes him cry. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw you on the
Uh,
panel, Bell. I was going back and forth a little bit between
Yeah.
my stream and Truth's
Dark Knight
stream.
Rises made him cry. He
Yeah.
said.
I know he cries on everything. It's like even when like I just don't understand. It's like why you like I understand. Look, I love everything too. Even when I hate something, I love it because like let me. So I can't remember. Oh yeah, Iron Man. Okay, I have. Hold on. What's the first appearance of Hawkeye, Sean? Do you know the number off by heart, or do I have to go look? Oh, I'll go look.
No, I don't remember off by heart.
I'll look it up.
I got it. It's Tales of Suspense number 57. So that's an Iron Man book. I have an
Yeah.
Iron Man statue,
Oh,
and I
that's
have.
actually-
Let me see. I have about like 4 Iron Man Funko Pops, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 Iron Man Blu-rays,
hmm
right? And I don't like Iron Man. Right? I have an Iron Man wallet, limited edition wallet, and I have an Iron Man shirt of this thing.
Is it just birthday
Okay.
stuff?
So hold on. And I don't like Iron Man. I don't like, and I've got another Iron Man figure over there. I don't like Iron Man. So when I don't like this is when people were talking to me. They're like, well, I was talking shit about Iron Man 3. I'm like, well, I really like Iron Man and all that. I was like, hold on a second. Before you start fucking talking about Iron Man, let me explain something to you. I have every Blu-ray, every animated series. I have a figure of almost every
Jesus.
suit. I have Tales. My oldest comic is Tales of Suspense number 57, which is Iron Man. I have an Iron Man statue that's this big,
Wow.
right there flying up. It's like Iron Man is in West Coast Avengers, which is one of my favorite comics. And it's like that's me not liking Iron Man. Now that you're telling me that you love Iron Man 3, please tell me what Iron Man stuff that you bought. And they're like, nothing. He's like, exactly. So when I'm telling you I don't like something, that was someone argued with me because I said Captain Marvel the movie was not that great. I said the Captain Marvel movie was middle of the road.
Yeah.
It wasn't the worst Marvel movie. It wasn't the best. It's kind of like, there's a lot of problems with it. And someone said to me, they didn't say to me, this is saying it to my friend. They said, "Oh, is your friend a man?" Like meaning me. And they're like, "Oh, he must not like strong female superheroes." and I was like, "Oh." I said, "Please."
Wow.
I said, "Please send them my way." It was a female. I said, "Please send her to me." I said, "Send her to me." It's
my God.
okay. That's a Captain Marvel tattoo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I have Ms. Marvel #1, which I was reading Ms. Marvel like way back in the day in the 70s. I was collecting those. I wasn't reading them in the 70s, but I was reading them in the 80s, getting them from the 70s. I have Brie Larson's autograph from Captain Marvel. I have a Captain Marvel shelf with statues and Funko Pops. I have a statue this big of her like rising up from Endgame, and it's like It's like so now, and I bought I've collected every Captain Marvel comic that's come out in a long time. I collected Ms. Marvel, so I'm like, I literally spend about $7 or $8 a month for Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel. Now you're gonna tell me, hold on. Now you're gonna tell me that you watched one movie that I didn't like as much as you liked, and you're gonna tell me that I'm not a fan of female superheroes. Like that's a fucking it's like I have every Wonder Woman, every Supergirl. It's like I said, please send this person to me because my collection of Captain Marvel is killer. It's like, don't tell me anything. Go ahead, Marco.
Okay, while you were talking about Captain Marvel, I kind of noticed something. Ever since like the end of Captain Marvel, when Captain Marvel shows up, setting up Avengers Endgame, you think that she might have a big plot point, right? Well, no, not really. She was just there in like the beginning, but then the time skip, and she doesn't come back until like at the end battle scene, which is just completely
happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she comes back and she doesn't beat Thanos. Thanos beats Captain Marvel.
I was happy about that. I was so happy about that because I really didn't want her to come out of nowhere and just kick ass because like I felt like the old Avengers just need their shine.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, but it made me sit there and question what the hell did I watch Captain Marvel for? Like,
like what was the point other than the fact that she found the Tesseract and how Nick Fury got his eye scratched and the
yeah, you're missing all the mistakes. Those are all the mistakes. Like Captain Marvel had so many. Like everyone hates Brie Larson, and that's fine. They can hate her or not. I like Brie Larson, and I think she's a good actress. But she's not the problem of this movie. The movie is the problem of the movie. They placed it. They placed it in the 90s, which doesn't make any sense. They tried to make it seem like Captain Marvel was the first Avenger, which really made people pissed off because that's stupid. Well, it's like, hold on, and it's like, and then also it's like, well, let's show you how Nick Fury got his eye poked out. But they shouldn't have shown that. It would have been funny. I liked where the movie was like, something happened in his eye. You thought his eye got hurt, and he's like, "No, I'm okay." I'm like, "Oh, that's funny." And I thought that was going to be the whole running gag. Like every 10 minutes, something would happen in his eye, and then why would you show that? That's so stupid.
That kind of defeated the purpose of his one line in Winter Soldier saying, "Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye," and it turned out to be a goddamn alien cat scratch. Like,
it's so stupid.
I know.
I don't mind. I think it's kind of funny.
Well, yeah, but it's a little bit ridiculous, don't you think? Like,
I mean, it's always cool to have a really cool backstory for your scars, but sometimes there are some really embarrassing ones that you have.
But there shouldn't have been one. There should because they keep mentioning it. The thing to make it funny is that you never know what it is, and throughout that movie, you keep like the cat could have scratched his eye, and then like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." Right?
Yeah,
that's funny.
I agree.
You know what I mean? It's like every time you think he's going to lose his eye, he doesn't. and that makes it funny. And then they played that stupid girl power song. Like, why would you? The score, actually, guys, the Captain Marvel soundtrack, the actual score is pretty cool. It has good uplifting superhero music, but then they start playing that dumb song, and I like the song. I got the CD of No Doubt when that came out. Everyone bought that CD, and I'm like, why are you playing this dumbass song during this battle sequence? I'm like, this is where you should like. This should be epic fight music. This shouldn't be like a song. I'm just a girl. I'm like, really? Why is this happening right now? It took me out of the movie.
The worst was still the Endgame girl power thing, where it's like Captain
so
Marvel,
stupid.
and it's like, oh, you know, I don't know how you're going to get through that, and she's like,
what's up?
Hey, and she's like, oh, you know, or Scarlet Witch is like, Scarlet Witch is like, oh, she's got help and whatnot. And I'm sitting there like, why does Captain Marvel need the Wasp? Like, I don't understand what the point of this is.
Neither do I.
Is this supposed to be like she's
That's what they're showing.
Yeah, I don't.
It was out of left field.
I think I mean, for me personally, the problem with Nick Fury's loss of an eye, like his scar, is because Nick Fury is a serious character. Well, not necessarily that serious, but you know, he's supposed to be like the serious badass character, and that badass character got his badass scar from a cat scratch. Like, I know you could say it's like a joke, but with that format, it doesn't really land because you know you expect something a little bit more like epic and stuff.
Like I said earlier, too much comedy in the MCU.
Yeah, too much comedy.
I mean, you can have like Ant-Man. It depends on what the movie is. Ant-Man's a very fun, lighthearted family movie. It's about family, and you could have a lot of fun with that. And they did have a lot of fun, and his powers are a bit fun. But go ahead, Marco.
I mean, like, you know, certain characters like Ant-Man, I guess, like another character, Guardians of the Galaxies. Those are technically like fun films in their own right. I mean, it's just that when you're getting into a series run like an Avengers Endgame, you expect like the tone to shift, but of course they still have to keep the Marvel logo of what keeps the audiences intrigued, and they still have to go with that similar formula as of yet, which kind of like ruins the experience a little bit.
I agree. I mean, like, as much as I shit on this stuff, like, I gotta admit there were some really good jokes in Infinity War.
Yeah,
Infinity War was perfect. I thought that was like a perfect blend. I think that was like a very perfect blend.
Yeah. I mean, Infinity War. Yeah, it set up like the tone, like, oh, the Avengers are gonna win. They're gonna win. They're gonna win. And then they lost in the most. And then they lost. They lost half of the population. They lost their closest ones. Steve lost Bucky for like the second time. Rocket lost Groot for the second time.
Yeah.
And Tony Stark lost Peter Parker, which is like his son figure. And Tom Holland just gave like a really good, like a realistic and emotional panic. It felt so real, and it's really fitting for like the tone of what's going to happen. Like, the Avengers just lost. The 50% of the population is dead. Clint just lost his parents. I think, for me personally, I think it would be more effective if we actually get to see like the kids, like his wife. I'm not putting in the kids because I feel like that's a little too morbid. His wife like disappears, says, "Clint, what's happening? The kids," and then she just disappears, and Clint is just traumatized.
Yeah. I would do the kid.
That was good, and then he just goes and beats up the Yakuza. So that's
what do you guys think about? Sean, did you like Night Thrasher? I think I had number one. I think I had Night Thrasher number one.
I think a skateboarding superhero is kind of like cheesy nowadays. It was kind of cheesy back then too, but I liked him.
Yeah, I think I liked him.
And he had these. He had these sticks, right? And he'd fight guys. And stuff.
Yeah.
Did you ever get any Night Thrasher comics, Steve?
No, but I knew the character. I think he appeared in other comics I've read.
It was in New Warriors. Like that's where I knew him from. With Margarita and Speedball and all that.
Yeah.
And he was going to be in the New Warriors or whatever.
Yeah.
Bishop. I like Bishop.
He's wicked. Really cool.
Or you mean Kate Bishop, or you mean Bishop like the mutant?
Oh, Kate Bishop, I know nothing about.
Oh, you're thinking Aliens.
Oh, you're thinking Aliens? Well, I like everyone named Bishop, including Ethan Bishop, played by Austin Stoker from Assault on Precinct 13, whose autograph I'm waiting on, and I'm so excited to get it. I'm waiting because he's personalizing it. I'm so excited.
Would you just send it in the mail or something?
Yeah, it's through GalaxyCon. And
Ooh.
the last line he says in Assault on Precinct 13 is to Napoleon Wilson, and he says, and he's like, he goes, "You're pretty fancy, Wilson." So so he's gonna write, "You're pretty fancy, Jason." My name's Jason in real life.
That's awesome, man.
X-Men Bishop. Yeah, he's awesome. And you've got the original Captain Marvel, and I don't know what it says on your icon, but it looks pretty cool. I don't know if that was drawn. This is what we called our Captain Marvel right here, Shazam.
Yeah,
That was Captain Marvel. He has his own cartoon series from Filmation.
Also,
Which
do I
have that?
It's not on anything. It never got released.
Oh, I have it on. I have some on
Officially.
VHS though. I have some on VHS.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
Yes,
dang.
that's for sure.
Hey,
And I also have I have the entire Power of Shazam run
Mhm.
Oh,
from
wow.
number 1
Right.
to the end, the whole
Yeah.
thing. And
Dude.
oh, dude, I've got the first time that you know when Superman's introducing Captain Marvel on that cover of that comic.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
that comic.
Oh,
wow.
wow. Nice.
Nice.
Fuck, I should. I gotta log this off in about 10 minutes because I gotta get up early. But
Oh.
next time I'll try to bring it out and show it to you. I have that, man, of
Okay.
of Superman presenting Shazam to the DC comics, man. That is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I have a question for you guys that
Nice.
have like grew up together.
Mhm.
Oh.
Like, what are the most memorable or craziest like gifts you've given each other?
Oh, I can tell you Steven's gift right now in 1 second. You're not gonna believe this. You're not gonna believe this. And I'm gonna make myself full screen. This is absolutely the craziest thing ever. It's like impossible. Hold on, I'm gonna show it to you right now.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm going to be able to show it. I'm going to try to show it to you. Do you see Army of Darkness? The statue, the poster.
Oh, that's yeah.
He got me a statue of it.
Oh, that's
Hey,
awesome.
that's pretty nice. That looks pretty cool.
Wow.
That had to be at least $300, Steve. If
Yeah.
not more.
Yeah. And we wrapped it up. And when I gave it to you, you thought I was giving you a microwave or something. You're like, what the hell is that?
So you can't tell from that. It's the entire thing. It's like all of Ash and the girl, and he's got the chainsaw. That is, I think that might be the craziest gift that anyone's given me ever. I think I'd have to really kind of.
Oh.
Did I buy the V for Vendetta mask myself, or did you buy that for me, Steve?
You bought it. I picked it up for you. I held
Okay,
it
so
for you.
yeah. So the statues, I think that statue's definitely the one. Yeah, that's probably I don't know, but Sean, what about you? You and Steven still exchange gifts from time to time, right?
Steve's helped me out with my collection, so lots of great stuff. I think maybe the one that sticks out to me is the Zatoichi, the giant like Blu-ray holy crap like everything collection. Zatoichi, if you don't know, is the longest running movie series with the same person starring. And it's a Japanese movie series about a blind samurai. It's
show
awesome.
it to you.
It's hold on.
Do you have it there, Sean, or am I going to take mine out?
ASMR.
I'll bring mine out. Oh, there it is. You got it. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
How many movies is it again, Sean? 20?
God, it's like 20. I can't remember.
It's like 20
from,
movies
like
with the same
black and white
actor
to
playing
color.
the same character.
Yeah. It's and if you don't know Zatoichi, just watch a few of those because a lot of stuff is stolen and borrowed from it. So, yeah. But yeah, it's Steve and I exchange gifts. I try to give him some esoteric stuff.
Oh man, Sean's given me some great stuff, man. Like even the last time for Christmas, he got me a Daughters of Darkness 4K. That's crazy. I didn't know they made a
vampire movie. You guys won't know what that is.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Or the samurai movies, right?
Yeah.
You got me.
I got you the Beast and the Magic Sword, which was the Japanese Italian werewolf movie. It's awesome.
That's crazy. You got me V, the Russian horror movie. That's
VIY. That's how it's spelled. That's wicked too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for Jason, for sure, one thing that comes to mind. Let me pull it out now. My Hush Batman.
The Hush.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
That's cool.
Oh, nice Hush Batman. I actually read like the comic story and comic story complete series on Batman Hush and watched the Batman Hush movie from the DC animated movies to compare them both, and there was a big plot twist, like you know, like the ending. I mean, I kind of agree with comic historians' rant on like the Hush ending because it felt a little bit like immature for Catwoman to say, "Oh, I'm gonna break up with you because you because of your code." Meanwhile, in the comics, Batman decides to break up with Catwoman because he says "Hush." And that's the reason that he can't do that because everybody else keeps saying Hutch, and that's the whole purpose. They can't be together. And I can kind of agree with that point. And I thought like the twist of the Riddler was interesting in a way. Although and Thomas Elliot not being a part of it, he just died. Like I've recognized between the comics, it is an interesting experience to compare like an animated movie and like the original source material to compare how they differ. How it differs that much.
Well, the comic to me is way better than the movie. I haven't seen the movie, but I know what happens in it. The comic's way better. The Riddler
I have the movie too. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
it's on my list to watch. I'm going to watch it for sure. I didn't say what Sean's given me so many things. Sean's given me some superpowers in the packaging. Like, I mean, they'll stand out right away as just like a thing that I.
Yeah, when we go to like comic shows, I'm like, "Do you want any of these?"
We just trade up
like,
stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Evil Ernie. You know who read Evil Ernie is Skullman. You guys, if you want to watch something that's a really, really a weird thing to watch, the three of us and a little bit more me, we were our friend Skullman. There's a documentary made on my friend Skullman. And we used to do this thing called Box Wars. It was called Skullman's Box Wars. And we would dress up in armor and weapons and we make them out of cardboard and we'd fight each other. And they made a documentary on us, and we're actually and it's actually on Tubi, TUBI. So you can look up Skullman's Box Wars. You can watch it if you want to check it out, or just go to Skullman's Box Wars and check out the trailer. But he collected Evil Ernie. Aki, you're just giving out. I guess this is your Gmail if you want, or whatever if you want, because he does art and stuff. So that's kind of cool. Toys, we have tons of toys. All right, we're gonna end. I gotta close it up.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Marco.
Thank you. I appreciate coming on.
Thank you.
All right, take care. See ya. All right. Are you doing skeptic or septic? Because I'm reading it. I'm reading it as skeptic.
Everybody does septic. Everybody does septic, but it's skeptic. I don't really care if you call me septic though.
I thought it was skeptic, and I don't know why I thought that, but I just thought that because it depends on how you pronounce it, but it really shouldn't. You were saying you guys thought septic because I thought skeptic.
I thought it was septic.
Okay, so my bad English wins, I guess. All right, thanks for coming on, dude. Have a good one.
All right, you too, man.
Take care.
See ya. All right, guys. Oh, this is a weird angle for when I go back to this. And that looks weird. All right, so we're gonna shut it down. We're all coming back Thursday to do comics, and then whatever else comes up because things come up as they go. And then I don't know if there's any. There's no more Invincible, so
no, we're going to be slow for a while, I think, because Loki's in June.
Yeah, so we got a bit of a break. That's okay. We'll just talk
What
about
If and when's Bad Batch. Well, I know you guys don't care about Bad Batch.
Bad Batch is May the 4th, man.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah,
we could definitely talk about Star Wars stuff for May the 4th because there's a lot of stuff going on. With Cara Dune and all that too, right? So coming back and everything. But all right, guys, and then I think we're gonna end it off there. And I hope everybody had a good time. And we will see you next Thursday, and then Friday I've got the ambassadorial wing coming on to talk about Dr. Doom.
Nice.
And then we'll be back on Sunday. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.